Okay, if you say so. Yes, we're on.
Yeah, we're on.
We're there.
It should
Okay,
be.
I believe you. Hi, welcome to Legion D&D. We're the cast and crew from Legion M, the world's greatest fan-owned entertainment company. Cast away their earthly frustrations and play Dungeons and Dragons. Taylor still hasn't written a theme song, so I'm still doing that. I'm Dave
Super
Hampton,
metal,
illegitimate dungeon master. Welcome to this week's episode 9, to be named later. We have to give our Twitch updates, which is always really exciting. Our rank is still going up. We're almost in the top 2.5 million. We're just
What?
38. We're 2,538,000th, which puts us not even on the population of some countries, but still that's not too bad. And
That's
our
awesome.
YouTube channel is up. No one's watched anything, but it's up, and all the videos are up there. I think we have 1 follower, but I just checked and now we're up to 4. It's sad because there are 7 of us. So
Yeah, my daughter is one of them.
there we go. So we know if your daughter is 1, and I think my daughter is 1, then we know at least a third of us support the show. So that's great. So yeah, really good. So Taylor was gonna get all of the social accounts for WonderCon together.
Yep.
All right. Okay, he's got that under control. I
WonderCon's
was
got
really
their own social accounts, Dave.
what? uh,
They better. They're
I
a worldwide
really wanted to
convention.
see if Mandy came up with merch for Terry's crap computer. At least some
Mandy has
brainstorming about
not. However,
it. Wasn't that a
I no promises, but we may have something up in time for WonderCon. We'll see.
involving her crap computer?
Oh no, involving merch. And of course, if you would like to fund Terry's new computer, then please buy merch.
Right. And then I thought of another proposed fix, because if we can't upgrade Terry's computer, we can downgrade our backgrounds. So what Terry can do is take a bunch of shots of her room, and we can just all pretend we're playing in her room. And then she doesn't
That's
need
a great
big
idea.
background. So that's a thought. So if we don't get any movement on that, just some 360-degree picture, because these backgrounds, this stuff behind, you see how this is the same as, so Matan, you point to yours, Matan, your section there, but yeah, that one. Those are the same. It's just a slightly different angle because it was a 360, view where you. Never mind.
I'm not even in the room with COVID. I have an office in my house, and my husband kicked me out because he's a therapist and has to have privacy. So I'm literally in a loft.
Well, that counts. We can still. You can do a
There's
360
enough
view of your.
room for a couple of pictures, so I will send that.
That's so sad. But yes, I am glad. Look, we're all coming together as a team. Corrections that I thought nobody pointed out, but so you guys may have noticed that Zancorin has been looking for either a brazier or a brazier since we started for a particular purpose, and there's always been a lot of controversy of, do you really need like a brazier? Because it's really just a container to burn stuff in, and so does it necessarily need to be like a religious brazier, or could it just be a helmet or a shield or a pot or a copper Madonna style brazier? Yes. And I'm gonna rule that he needs a brass one. So I'm gonna rule that he just needs a brass container to burn things in. So it could be a pot or a pan or a helmet or anything that's brass. And I'm just gonna say the key part of it isn't the shape, but as the herbs and other things that he needs to burn in there and incense, they need to react with the brass in order to create the arcane energy to do the magic thing that he wants to do. So that may make it a little bit easier for him to find something. And it could be like a Swiss Army brazier. It could be used as a bra and to burn things in. So
You can burn your bra.
yeah, so maybe that will make your hunt a little bit easier.
Maybe.
So, you've got the you've got the LinkedIn profile, which I believe I sent out yesterday to you.
Yes, I just printed them.
Oh, nice.
so that I can maybe we'll show those at halftime.
That sounds good.
Give
Yeah.
people a little something to look forward to.
Right. Do we have any people on our Twitch stream?
Yeah, we've got the two usual suspects.
Hmm.
Yes.
I don't know if we should.
Sonia.
Yep.
Should we do another giveaway or no? It's just not worth it this week.
You know, Tom could go 3 for 3 here.
All right. Okay. Here it is. Word or Chinese distributor of commodity products, and you get to win a signed picture of anyone's LinkedIn profile, which will just be scanned and sent digitally because of the pandemic, but nonetheless. And we also can't afford stamps. If we could afford stamps, we could maybe afford a computer for Terry. Word or Chinese distributor of commodity products. You type what you think in the chat. The word or distributor is Charter.
Charter?
Charter. Yeah, that could be an Urban Dictionary thing, could be an actual word, or it could just be a distributor of commodity products.
Can you spell it and use it in a sentence?
No, that would give it away. I can't
Fine.
I can't do either one of those. I mean, I can use it incorrectly in any sentence, like Mandy yelled Charter. So that would be using it in a sentence. All right, so let's get into this week's episode. I have I'm going to try different background music, as I actually realized after doing this 9 times that I always do a summary that is rather disjointed. And then I said, you know, I could just write it down ahead of time, so it actually sounds good. So I figured I'm going to give that a shot and see if this works for us. So let's do a recap. And let's see if we have sound that comes out while I'm doing this.
And let me know let me know, chat, if I'm too loud and everyone else is not, because I think I fixed that.
Do you want to test levels now?
Well, I mean, someone could just say, we can't hear insert name, or, oh my God, insert name is way too loud in the chat. And that's all we do. All right. After learning that Gunter Rockseeker, the organizer of their current mission, was taken captive, and after a partially botched rescue attempt, the team discovered he had been taken, but they were able to rescue his traveling companion, Sildar Hallwinter, as well as 2 hapless goblins. The team defeated one too many of the villains at the cave, robbing themselves of valuable information, specifically the location of Crag Maw, roughly translated, the Castle of the Gaping Mouth. Crag Maw, the legendary castle of ancient Rosvidal, and where Sildar believed Gunter was being held. On the road back to Fen, they learned of Nishak Forte, the Mine of Power, a natural forge that aids in the development of magical weapons, where there is also the Key of Arkanon, a key that opens a chest containing some sort of powerful amulet. Sildar fears that whoever took Guntar wants that key or access to the forge, or both. And he also feels that Gunter is safe as long as he doesn't disclose the location of the mine, which was charted on an encrypted map he had with him. Pulling into Fend, the team dropped off the supplies at Barthen's and earned themselves a quick hunk of coin. Chandra and Tatiana went shopping for a satchel and met a shopkeeper enamored with dragonborns, and set up a round of drinks for that evening. And as Zancorn and Rampuri followed Sildar into the Inn of the Southern Woods, Rocky and Pele changed their minds on taking the captive goblins into town, and instead took them out of town and gave them a fair chance of trying to escape.
We never changed our
Change their minds.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Oh, okay, they had planned.
Just fill you in on what we were really thinking.
Right. Well, I've been advised to pay attention to the Zoom chat, but I don't see where it I'm sharing a screen and I don't ever see where it pops up if I don't mouse over it. Maybe I just open it, and that would work.
Chat.
The chat is where Rocky corrects my grammar. So this is great. When people have shirts that say "I am silently correcting your grammar," but Rocky silently corrects my grammar. Rocky and Pele did not change their minds, but went on with their intention, apparently, of taking the captive goblins out of town for a fair chance of trying to escape. As the goblins fled, Rocky hunted them down with the cold efficiency of a trained archer and killed them like the vermin they were, while Pele continuously fired the crossbow's bolts into the surrounding shrubbery. And
Can't have
that
luck
lets
without
us.
bad luck.
You never hit one.
Bad luck is a kind of luck.
Yes, it is. So that lets us pick us from where we left off with Sildar, Rampuri, and Zancorin just entering the Inn of the Southern Woods. But before we pick up there, does anyone have anything they wanted to add, say, ask, based on where we were last time?
That was a pretty good
That was a very good.
description.
See, I wrote it down. I took the time to be responsible. So I feel
And the
pretty good
music
about it.
really emphasized the moment. So
You think
thank
so?
you. It did. It did.
Yeah.
That music
I
was from
do-
tabletop audio.
I
Yeah.
do want to add, I thought it was fucking brilliant that Khandra got the satchel for 4 copper instead of 5. Because that was fucking hilarious. That was like, if you don't play a rogue in your next campaign, Mandy, I can't play with you. Like,
I
that
still
was.
don't know what a rogue is.
It's just like a person who either steals or always tries to bargain. Like, even if it's like the satchel, it was literally 5 pennies, and you were like, I only want it for 4 or 3 or whatever. It's just like, fine, 4. And I was just like, this is so brilliant. This is so you as your character. I loved it.
Just, as little money as possible.
I don't have a lot, guys.
Hey, it was great.
You are kind of poor.
The whole thing is just fucking brilliant. I loved it. Every moment of it.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you. I would bow if we were in person.
You can bow. It's perfectly fine. So, Rampuri and Zancorin were headed in to the Inn of the Southern Woods. So we'll just do a picture of that so you can kind of, at least see something that seems more impressive than the other thing. There we go. What are you guys doing? Sildar walks in the front door. Huh?
It's kind of blurry though.
Well, I blurred out the background to make the word stand out.
What's all these letters doing in this place? It's just like a sign you keep in the middle of your
Floating in the air.
frosted glass.
Just meant as a placeholder, so our viewers, we have more than one, can know the setting where we're at.
Yeah, good idea.
All right.
Okay. Well, we already found. Sildar told us of the 2 areas that could have a place where I could burn stuff that would be brass. Right? Because I think we already discussed that.
Yeah, he thought that maybe the temple in town might. Oddly, I didn't load up the map of town, so I will. You discuss while I go try to find that.
All right. Monk, I have to go do something that is very personal for me. You are welcome to join if you'd like, but I don't know how long it will take. So, up to you. But I'm probably going to head over to the shrine, or possibly the temple.
Will it bother you if I join?
I don't think so. I think if anything, I will need some silence, which you are great at, for a little bit of time. And even though you are silent, I did want to say I really appreciate just the person you are, and it actually reminds me of someone really, really dear to me. I don't really speak of him, but he's the reason I'm actually out adventuring, because he was my mentor. He was essentially my dad in a way, even though he wasn't my actual dad. And he one day just kind of ran away from being my tutor for something that happened, and I'm trying to find out what. But you remind me a lot of him, so I just...
Is he also really good looking?
In some ways, I would say yes. Yes, he is.
Is he a monk?
No, he was actually a bard. He spoke many more words than you did. He was a bard, which is why I'm following that path, I guess you can say. Why I try to be as hospitable as possible. He's the reason I think I am who I am, because gods know my parents were not there for me, and was a very, very hard upbringing that I've had.
I thank you. That means a lot to me.
I'm happy to hear that, and you know, I wish the others would understand, because I feel like, you know, Condra, for instance, is so scared of me, or she thinks I'm nefarious in some way, yet I'm the one who said let's not kill the goblins when they were asleep, and you backed me up on that, so I'm just, I don't understand where she's coming from, and I wish she would just know, and I wish the others would know. Like, I'm not a bad person, but maybe in time I can show them.
So, are you guys going into the Stonehill Inn, or are you going to wander across town? The two spots that he had mentioned were the Shrine of Luck, which is amazingly unlucky, and at least in the way it appears. And then the other one was the Temple of Chanti on the far side of town. This is not the right map. This is one that has the wrong names on it. So, good enough,
I remember all of these.
I've renamed them
Oh.
to different things, so yeah, they're a little different, but that's okay. It'll still work for us. I won't change it now.
Being a halfling and just being naturally lucky, I feel like we should try our luck at the Shrine of Luck.
All right.
Sounds good.
So you guys are letting Sildar go inside, so he's like, I'll see y'all later.
We'll be back for some drinks later.
Sounds great. I'm gonna have a bit of a lie down. And he goes inside, and you guys are on this lovely picket fence courtyard going into the inn, surrounded by beautiful flowers just coming into bloom because of the time of year. And you guys turn back out and head over to the Shrine of Luck. Far enough ahead of you, because this is sort of an overlap, at the same time, inside the Lion Shield, Kandra and Tatiana were negotiating for copper off of a satchel. And well out of the way from you, the others have disappeared with over the hill with two hapless goblins. So you guys walk up to the Shrine of Luck.
And it's a building with a shrine to the side, or does someone staff it?
It is a building that is not in the best of shape. It's a small. If you get there, you can see it's a small shrine made of stones, just taken from the nearby ruins. And there's sort of a tilted over cabin. Not quite a house behind it. It's got a door that closes on it. There's a kind of a tended garden in front of it, but it's mostly rocks and some in some sort of round circle, and in the middle of it there are rocks that are forming the shape of the symbol of Tumora, who is the goddess of luck, and that's a person's face, although this drawing of it, it's really just a rock in the middle with a whole bunch of little rocks surrounding it in the shape of shamrocks that are in the middle of it. And with imagination, you can kind of go, oh yeah, I think I know what that is. That's kind of the symbol, but is what it is. But you don't see anyone here right now.
No.
But the cabin, the door's closed. You know, could be someone inside.
I'll walk up to it and open it up, see if anyone's home.
What is, you should knock first. What are you doing?
I apologize. I thought this was a place of worship in some sorts, and I thought it was more almost like a store. You can just go in.
I want you to give me 1 second.
All right.
So you wait a second and you hear opens the door. And what can I help you with?
Well, I was actually wondering, do you sell herbs and incense, and do you have anything like that here?
Well, I don't sell them all of the time, but I have some. I am Sister Garael. Who are you?
My name is Zancorin. This is my friend. I call him the monk. He goes by the monk.
Hello, the monk.
And we're from out of town. We actually just came from delivering a shipment to Barthens.
Oh, Enomat, yeah.
Yeah.
Good. He needs stuff all the time. Good. Good. I can tell you are from out of town because the town is small.
Absolutely. I was hoping. Well, I need quite a bit of incense and herbs and probably about 10 gold piece worth, which I'm happy to pay.
Let's see. I don't have herbs, but I know that Toblin Darby from the Inn of the Southern Woods has a herb garden behind for his kitchen, so maybe he can give you herbs. Incense, I do have some incense. And I recently got some in, so I have extra to spare. I can give you maybe 5 gold pieces worth.
I would love that. Absolutely.
Okay.
Take my
So
5.
she shuffles in the back, and she comes back out with wrapped in some parchment with a string on it, some incense that she has, and she hands it to you, and she takes the 5 gold, and then she's now, what really brings you to town?
Well, I mean, generally speaking, I'm here with some fellow adventurers that we apparently don't remember, but we accepted a quest to bring the provisions over to Barthens. But I've also noticed a lot of weird things happening lately.
Like what?
Well, we were attacked by goblins. There seems to be woods that are sick. And
I see.
Yeah.
I too have noticed things. So you took a job to deliver things. Do you often do this for a living? Do odd jobs for people?
No, I'm a traveling bard. I'm actually I'm just looking for someone, really. That's why I'm adventuring.
Never mind then. That is okay. If you are up for a challenge, I cannot pay you in money except for this 5 gold pieces I have recently come by, but I could offer some potions of healing if you were to perhaps take a quest for me.
I mean, I would have to talk to my fellow adventurers, but I don't see why not. We could.
Is there more than the monk?
Oh yeah, we have. I want to say, I have to remember everyone. Yeah, there's another 4 more in our party.
Oh, that's good. You might need a few extra for this. It shouldn't be dangerous, but I could not get what I wanted. So
would you like
maybe
to tell me, or would you like to tell everyone? I can relay everything if you'd like.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion check. I think I have something for that too.
Here, Sister Girael, have some wine. Ladies. See? It's always insulting.
Oh, okay, no, that's for that. Let me roll it. That is a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Okay.
Not a natural 20.
I like that. Is our thing? I didn't get a notification of it. Is it working?
Yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
I just don't have it open on mine. There it is. It even says dirty 20. It doesn't, but I like the phrase. So she's like, okay. Do you know what a banshee is?
Would that be something I know from my bard training or general? Because I do, but
yeah. Let's think. Let's have your character. Let's have you roll a I'll do just a straight an intelligence check. It's fine.
All right, that is awful. That was a 10, straight 10.
10. You've heard of banshees, but you don't know exactly what they are, other than the fact that I know I'm having memory problems again. I can hear the whole system blinking on me. Hold on a second. Everything is going slow. And I know when I hit the memory thing and it's going really slow, it's bad. So let's find out. Oh, good. It's
Safari every time.
Well, I do use Safari every time, and I think that's my problem.
I was gonna say I think it's a memory leak on Safari's end.
Yeah.
Because I'm using D&D Beyond and Roll20 and don't have that one.
Yeah, I was using Chrome before, and I switched to it for weird reasons. Let me just close a couple of these tabs. I usually keep a tab for all of your characters open, but now I won't. I'll just keep the one open and switch between them. And maybe that will free up a little bit of memory. I'll keep my eye on it.
You should figure out which one of us is leaking. That's the problem.
I think it's...
My money's on the rogue. Half trout.
We playing a
the half trout rogue? Huh?
I'm always taking a leak when you don't know it.
He's a leaker.
So Sister Gariel continues. Well, they are spiteful creatures. They are almost as though they were elves at one time, but something horrible, evil happened to them, and now they float in a form, a horrifying visage of what was once great, very dangerous. But they can be persuaded. They are able to tell you information, truth about something, anything. But you need to win their favor first. I have something that I think will win their favor, her favor, and perhaps find out. What I need to know is the location of an old spell book that my order wants to get our hands on again, so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. And I have a beautiful jeweled silver comb that I think she would take. They were enamored with their now lost beauty, and things that remind them of that strike deep in their heart. So maybe if you were to approach her and not be killed by her and win her favor, you could offer her this and find out for me the location of the spell book. And I don't have much, but I could offer you 3 potions of healing. Cost-wise, potions of healings are about 50 gold pieces a piece, so it's a considerable sum of money.
Yeah.
It's just in form of potion.
I would be up for the task myself, but again, I will obviously have to ask my fellow adventurers. And
Oh, that makes sense. Take your time, think about it. I will be here, and may Timor be with you.
thank you. And one last thing, do you have
Yes.
a brass container of sorts that I might be able to use once I get my herbs or anything else of that nature?
I have an old pot. I use it to cook with, but you're welcome to borrow it if you would need it. Just come by.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, yes, not at all. I'll probably be here, serving the community.
And I don't know if it's too late, but I'd like to see if how the sense I have about the Banshee and giving the Banshee a gift, because I would probably know. I know of Banshees. Do I know that they're just naturally not, or I guess evil? Would I know that?
You know that they're evil.
Okay.
They're evil characters, and you've also heard that Banshees are very vain. So and enamored with their own loss of beauty, right? So they can be particularly angry against things that are beautiful, and succumb to flattery if people can see through their current visage and see the underlying beauty. So they are manipulable. So you know a bit about them. What you're a little hazy about is exactly how powerful they can be, which you don't know offhand.
Hey Monk, do you want to go over to that inn that they were talking about?
All right. So at this point, you guys head back. Oh, you're seeing what I've recently installed. So at this point, you head back over to the Inn of the Southern Woods about the same time, for convenience sake. And what a crazy coincidence that Pele and Rocky are coming back over a hill. And out of the Lion Shield Coster come Tatia and Condra as you find yourselves in this here square, in the main square of the town of Fend, meeting up together again.
Oh, hey everyone. How'd the sheriff take the goblins? Pele? Rocky?
Loves them.
Awesome.
Says he's gonna name them or something.
Oh, Pele. You have such a weird sense of humor, but I like it.
Make a deception check, Pele.
Okay then. Let's see. We'll do deception, and it's a whopping 12.
All right.
Am I rolling against that, or is anyone in?
No, I'm just gonna look at your passive, but I have to pull up the DM screen.
14 for passive insight.
Oh, okay. You kind of don't believe him.
All right, cool. I might swing by just to make sure how well they're doing. They're being treated with respect.
Oh yeah,
Say
you
goodbye to
should.
the little fellas.
Yeah, you should. It's important to make sure that you keep up with them. You should write them. You should go and get their addresses so that you can keep in touch with the goblins, and just sort of maybe send each other little souvenirs from different parts of the world as you go, and maybe pictures of yourselves so that you can keep up with what you look like. It's a good idea.
I might do that with you though, for if we separate ways at some point.
Oh, that's fine. I'd be happy to go, and I also like to write devious little murderers in my free time, so not a problem.
Zankoren, I must say that Pele is exaggerating things. You will not find those goblins anywhere there. I actually set them free. They attacked us, and that was that.
So much for the element of not pissing off our friends, I suppose.
Rocky, thank you.
Everyone deserves a chance, and we gave it to them.
And that was gonna be my point. You gave them the choice, and they made their decision. So I appreciate that, Rocky.
Do you want to roll an insight check, or do you?
No, he doesn't need to. I'll tell him. Mr. Rocky, so noble. Oh, they made their choice. They made their choice to run from us. They ran first. We shot him in the back, but I didn't. I didn't shoot any goblins. I am innocent.
This is going downhill.
Just so everybody knows, I'm not a goblin murderer. In fact, I untied them. Isn't that right, Rocky? Mr. Truth.
I don't remember.
Fine. I don't. Hey, things happen in an instant, but if you go and you find those goblins, it's not gonna be little crossbow bolts in their back.
We gave them a chance. We did not.
We did. We gave them a chance to sprint away as fast as they could.
No,
Listen, we're getting bogged down in the detail here. There's no need for us to go into who mercilessly murdered who.
Not my fault that I'm bigger and stronger than them.
I think it's time for us to move past the goblins, which we all can say, not friendly. Let's just go get some drinks. How about this, Stankoran? Let's go get a drink on you. How about that? Let's go into the place.
I'll think about that. Tatiana, Condra, were you successful in getting whatever it was you needed? You needed a satchel and some other stuff, right?
I spent your money and it was awesome. It felt great. So, guys, we need to go into the inn. We got to talk to a guy over there. So let's get in there. Let's get this done.
We're headed that way too. I have to make some purchases myself.
All right, so you guys head over to the front door and open it up into the Inn of the Southern Wood. And as you open the front door, it's already pleasantly a little bit busy, full of folks. There's a little dining area and bar, maybe tap room you can call it, off to the left. Excuse me, off to the right, and a main desk that's there. As you open the door, it's ding ding, little bell rings, and you hear out of the back, 1 second. And you hear some cluttering behind a little door or passageway. There's a front desk that's set up, and running out of the back, a guy appears. He's a little heavy set. He's pretty well groomed, though. You can tell he runs the place, or he's certainly involved in it. He looks very professional, and he comes in and he's like, "Hello and welcome to the Inn of the Southern Wood. I'm Toblin Darby. How can I help you?"
Toblin, what a wonderful establishment here. Would you happen to have a table for 6?
Yes, absolutely. Just 1 second. Let me go get one ready for you. And you see him rush off into the other room, and he snaps his fingers, and somebody else comes over to help clear up the table. And they find this nice round table in the corner that everyone can kind of squeeze around, and he waves you over. All right, it's ready. Come on.
Head on over.
You guys head over. It's like, now, Sildar had told me that a group of people would be coming in. Did you travel with him?
Yes. I know he was looking to sleep for a little bit, maybe take a little bit of a rest, so I didn't know if he would be joining us, but we would need 7 if he is joining.
He's crashed upstairs. He looked pretty beat up. He didn't feel like telling me what happened, if you don't mind me asking.
It's a rather long story. I wouldn't want to tell his side of it because we weren't there, but we were attacked by goblins and ended up finding him with the goblin cave and rather beat up.
Oh, good God, Sildar, I can't believe he didn't tell me.
I'm sure he
He's
would.
always trying to protect me.
He probably just needed a rest first.
No, that's just like him. Horrible things happen and he pretends it's nothing. Well, anyways, look, he did say if you come in to buy you a round of drinks, so ales all around. Is that, or anyone need something else?
Drink, please.
What?
Alcohol.
Wait, what?
Alcohol, please. Drink. Mead, possibly. Ale.
Ale, yeah, ales. Yeah, we've got ales. We've got the last of Edermath's mead. It's pretty good. If you'd like some mead, I could get you some of that. Your choice. Oh, and just it's sort of a standard ale that we have around here. Comes in from Thing, but it's good. You would like it if you want it.
Surprise me, please. Whatever you like. Please bring.
All right. Just bring back out 1 mead and 5 ales. Good. All right.
Would you have wine, or is it just ale and mead, or?
We do have some wine. Yeah, I could get you a glass of wine.
Yeah, just
not a problem.
Whatever
okay.
your finest wine is, and
sure.
I'm happy to pay the difference.
Oh, all right, no problem. He rushes to the back and he comes out a little bit later with a tray of a mead, a wine, and four ales. And I wouldn't say frosty mugs because they don't quite have that technology, but mugs. And you guys are set.
Is he like staffing the bar area as well, or?
There's a bartender that's there. he was, and there's a waitress that's kind of buzzing around doing some things, taking tables. There's some people coming in. It was just about 4:30 or so when you got here, so it's people who are eating out might be eating here tonight. It seems to be a nice little family place, a little pub in town, as well as an inn where people can stay. So they're inside there, and you see people coming in and out and grabbing tables, and a single waitress kind of trying to help out with everything.
Do we notice anything?
I down my drink very, very quickly. And then I walk over to Zancorin and I take his wine and I keep walking. And I go over to start going from table to
Wait,
table.
hold on.
Yeah.
I mean, we just, you can try to take his wine, and he can let you, or he could try to stop you. So we gotta let that play out.
I'm gonna grab for my wine. It's my wine.
All right, let's do a straight up dexterity challenge. Dexterity challenge.
All right, dexterity. Here we go.
Just a straight dex?
Yeah, just a straight dex.
Not too good. Mine is a 13. She has me beat.
20.
Totally unexpecting her to come over and steal your glass of wine, she nips it off of the table and walks away.
Condra, what did we talk about taking other people's stuff?
You'll get another one. It's fine. So I keep walking, and I start going from table to table, asking people if they have ever heard of Crag Maw and where it might be, if they know where it is.
All right. Okay, so you come up to a table, and there's an old farmer sitting there. He's kind of hunched over, and you go ahead and ask him.
Excuse me. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. What?
Awesome. Hi. So have you ever heard of a place called Crag Maw? My friends and I are looking for it. Have you ever heard of a place called Crag Maw?
The legends. Yeah, I've heard of the legend of the Crag Maw. Yeah, of course. Most around here have.
Please tell me, what do you know?
Well, it was, I think it was one of the old, castles in the area years ago. Of course, it's just legend. No one's ever seen it or found it. But it was called, Crag Maw. That's, Rasvidalian for, Castle of the Gaping Mouth. It had legend says it had the front gate, instead of just being a gate, was a magical mouth full of sharp teeth made of stalagmites and stalactites, and if an unwanted visitor came in, snap right on him. It was
Scary.
legend, things that people tell children. I don't know how much of that is true. I noticed the other day that Sister Garel came back into town. She was gone for a few days, very unlike her. But she came back a little wounded and exhausted. Maybe she had a run-in with it. I don't know.
And who is that? Is she here? Is she in this inn?
No. She's the sister at the Shrine of Luck, the dilapidated temple just down the street.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And legend
No
doesn't tell
problem.
you at all where this place may be, right? No idea.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, supposedly it's in the forest, but the forest is pretty big. So.
Got it. Yeah,
Oh.
forests are big. Cool.
Yeah. This one is.
Yeah, they usually are. Great. Okay, thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
So I leave and I keep going around from table to table, but I don't know if I learned anything else.
As you're doing it, the barmaid that's helping out everyone chimes in. If you're looking for adventure, you might want to try Adamith. He used to be an adventurer. He's on the outside of town, runs an apple orchard now.
So what was the name?
Edermith. Edermith? I can't remember her name. I can't actually remember if the well, you see, he's or she is an elf, but I can't. They all have such feminine figures. I never know facial features. I never know if they're male or female.
none of them have beards. So he or she lives on the outskirts of town. They used to be an adventurer.
Thank you so much. That's very helpful. I go back to my table, and I kind of plop down and I say, all right, guys, I didn't learn a whole lot. There's a nun at a temple that we might want to go talk to. Apparently, she disappeared for a couple days and she's a little banged up, so I don't know what that means. And then there's a guy that runs an apple orchard out of town that may know something. Apparently, he's an adventurer or something.
Like a nun to get all banged up, am I right?
Wait a second. Did they say which temple?
The temple of the
Shrine of
silent.
Luck.
That the
Shrine
luck,
of Luck.
the luck place.
You have a keen mind. You remember
do.
everything for 30 days, even if
that I
you
said
don't.
exactly that.
Chandra does. Yes.
That's fortuitous. We were actually at the Shrine of Luck, and we were speaking, probably with her. And she asked if we could do a task for her, and she would give us 150 gold worth of potions of healing, actually, which I think we would probably need.
You especially.
Yeah. And actually, I did want to speak to everyone about this, because if we were to do this, we would have to do this very specifically. So Tatiana, I'm going to ask you not to say anything just yet, because I want you to hear my plan. If we agree that this is the right move. But the quest or task is, she wants us to go out and convince a banshee, Tatiana, one second, a banshee to tell us something, because she believes the banshee will be able to tell us what she wants to know, which is a location of a specific spellbook, Chandra, one second, a specific spellbook that her order absolutely requires. And she wants to get it back before anyone with the wrong hands has it. Tatiana, I know banshees are evil. I'm not saying we should not kill the banshee. What I'm suggesting is we use the silver comb that she's going to provide us to trade for that information, because banshees could be persuaded to give us that information with something valuable like that, and then we can kill the banshee because they're evil, and then we can go find that spellbook and return it to her. So
I mean, if I'm getting a spell book, I'm kind of keeping it, right?
No, because that wouldn't be the thing that we're allowed to do, because this is a quest for 3 potions. However,
So spell books are just because you've studied arcane magic, and there are books about spells that can teach you how a spell would work, but a particular wizard's spell book is written in their own runes, their own language, their own notes, and you can translate them. People do steal them, and they try to figure them out, but it does take an inordinate amount of time. Most spells that are commonplace can be learned just through normal arcane study, but if it's a super powerful spell book, there might be some spells in there that would take a good long time to learn that you might not have access to otherwise. But copying information from someone else's spell book and learning that spell is a tremendous amount of research. Not that it couldn't happen, but it's one of those things that's like, that's a lot of time. It might just be better to study the regular way. But
as an aside, am I able to if I have a spell book and I want to give it back to its owner, am I able to copy and paste into a new spell book?
You would be, absolutely.
Cool.
Most, presuming you could read everything in there and anything wasn't magically altered or anything like that to make it illegible or not make sense to anyone who didn't actually write it or own it. If it was just text on paper, you would be able to do that. Using your keen mind, you could literally flip through the book and then within 30 days write it all down, not even having it with you.
Got it.
But you would need the time to do that. You could absorb it like a photocopier, but you would have to write it out by hand, because you can't write it out like a photocopier.
The question I have is, if we can't figure out where this maw is, do you think we could get that information from the Banshee?
Banshees talk? Will they talk? Can we?
Yeah, this.
They
this
just scream.
I was gonna say, can we just sort of like just listen from a distance, and she'll yell it at us, and we'll be able to hear it because
Well,
they're very loud banshees,
well,
as you may know.
the thought I had is, and this could be, like I said, most fortuitous. If this place is Crag Maw, because that's what the person you asked said it might be, or that might be where they're looking, we might be able to, in a way, get, two goblins with one stone, if you catch my drift there.
Yeah, but you guys, I mean,
No,
that's
it's
okay.
easy.
But here's my thing, though. We have a mission. All right, we have to go and save the, what's his name?
Oh yeah,
Gundren.
our poor
Gundren.
friend
We have to go save
probably at
Gundren,
this
and
very moment having his little dwarven kidneys removed and
exactly.
all over the realm. Who knows what's
For
happening?
once, I agree with Pele. We
No,
need to
I'm gonna
focus
agree
on the
with you. I
mission.
want the money. We're going after the rich Banshee. That's where we're going.
All right, I no longer agree with Pele.
I understand that, but this could be exactly where Gundren is. That's what I'm saying, is that we can find out if this is Crag Maw, and if it is Crag Maw, that is where Gundren is. So not only can we save Gundren, we can also get 3 potions of healing, which cost a lot of money, and get this information. So I say I'm open to it. I think it would be a good idea to take the task and run with it, because right now we have nothing on Crag Maw. No one knows where it is. We might get lucky and just stumble upon it or find a
What
clue.
about the guy with the apple orchard? He might know. We
might.
haven't talked about him. We should go talk
I
to him
agree
and see if
with
he knows where
Star.
Magma is.
So just then, as you guys are having this discussion, since the counter is particularly loud, this lady, elderly lady, leans over,
So offensive.
and it is like, well, I don't know if they'll know, but this new police organization they have in town, the Red Hand, they say they're here to protect us, but I have our doubts, that's for sure. They hassle everyone in town, and old Miss Dendra, her husband's missing, and nobody knows where he is, and that sort of stuff didn't happen before they were around, but they're led by a fellow, comes in here sometime. He's from up north in Norden. His name is Albrecht something. He carries a staff, and he looks very powerful. And if he might know, but I don't know if I'd trust him. If I were you, I would be careful about those people, but they might know.
Thank you. And what was your name?
Frida.
Frida.
I'm a weaver. If you need anything woven, you just find me. Ask anyone where I live, they'll point it to you.
We appreciate
David,
that.
have I heard of this Albrecht before? Being from the up north myself, and also knowing about
that region is very large. You do not have a history of interacting with him.
Okay. Do I know anything about banshees?
Go ahead and roll I'm gonna go wisdom. I don't know. Intelligence? Wisdom? I don't have your thing up anymore because I had to close it because of a memory leak.
10.
A 10. Okay, good. Excellent. Not really any more than what you had there, that they are powerful, very powerful, and in a grotesquely beautiful way, but very powerful. And they do have powers. They can tell you information.
They're undead, right? They're not alive.
Yes, they are. You know that they are undead. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a paladin at least.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
all.
Yeah.
So Tatiana, if we were to do the plan that I suggested, would you be okay with that? Would you be okay getting the answer, and then by all means we can kill the Banshee?
If we can make that happen, We should make that happen.
Okay. I ask because I respect your beliefs, and I know
Yana.
your first instinct is to kill the banshees.
So the another lady comes down. Looks like she works there. It's kind of has the same air about her as I gotta pull up the right person here. Same air about her as Toblin did, and she walks over and looks at you and says, "Oh, Toblin told me about you. I wanted to thank you so much for looking out for Sildar. I'm so Sildar told me a bit that Gundren was missing, and I'm so grateful that you guys, your group wants to help. But if you do need information, a lot of stuff flows through the townmaster. Generally, there are anything that goes missing or any job that needs to be done. He has a list that you can sign up for and take care of things. There's usually a reward for most things that are on there, but you can certainly check with him. I know right now the forest is different, and there have been goblins and ogres, and then now there are orcs on the Fen Trail that we haven't seen in years. And we don't know what's causing it, but I think he has he has wanted posters if anyone wants to take up the challenge, and they all have some sort of money related to it. If you're interested in doing that, I don't know how long you're in town, but it's unless you have skills of mining or setting up shop, that might be something that you can help feed you and pay the bills while you're here.
That actually sounds like a great idea. I think we might have a plan. We can each maybe go to one of the three. We can go one to Farbin, who would be the town master, one to Aberact, and then one to the elf at the apple orchard, and just gather as much information as we can. At this point, I think my plan is probably the solid one in terms of getting the most information and also gaining potions of healing.
Okay.
But it's always worth getting more information, because that might change our course of action.
Golden information is always handy.
So
I'm gonna go to the elf. I'm gonna go see the elf at the apple orchard.
Okay.
So the front door opens, and this adult female dwarf, really short for a dwarf, comes in. It's got braided, curly, deep brunette hair, and she's looking around, and then she catches sees Tatiana in the corner, and then she suddenly yells out, "Well, sweet ginger peaches, look at that! There's a dragonborn. She was right. Is she here yet? Tara, you in here, girl?" No. So she just walks over to you and, "Wow, she said she met a dragonborn. We were gonna have drinks together." Well,
we are gonna have drinks together.
I'm so excited. Is Tara here yet? Is she anywhere? I don't see. I'll run next door and grab her. So she hightails out and disappears, soon to come back. You're sure?
Dwarf sounds like she knows how to party.
I'm gonna see if we can maybe get some food as well. But I would be interested in going to maybe see Farbin if someone wants to come with me. While Khandra, I don't know if you're gonna stay for the drinks with Tatiana, or if you wanted to go to the apple orchard. But you can do that whenever. Really, it's at this point we have some time.
Yeah, it's you guys still haven't had a long rest, and it's a little after 5. So you're not really sure what's open anymore in town. So you guys.
May I flag down the waitress again?
Yeah. Elsa. Yep.
Elsa?
Yep.
Elsa.
Hi.
Elsa.
Yes. What can I help you with?
How far is the apple orchard you were talking about?
Oh, just down the road. Straight down. I don't know. Half mile? Not too far.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Just when you go out, just turn left and straight down on the main road. Easy to find.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I turn back to Tatiana. Tatiana, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Love you. And I keep walking.
So you're leaving?
Ally, so I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm leaving.
All right.
Go to the orchard.
I don't know why she's leaving. We're getting free drinks.
Yeah, I don't know what she's doing.
Condra is her own person.
I have reasons that you guys don't know about.
She
has reasons I don't know about. I have no idea what she's doing.
You wrote it.
Huh?
You wrote it.
I don't remember what I wrote. That was like 2 months ago.
David, you created a monster.
I like creating monsters, and then I just let them do their stuff.
So
kind of like what America does with politicians.
Oh, Dave. Speaking of creating monsters, out of curiosity, I'm feeling a wee bit saucy, having had a bit of a drink. And as Contra is walking by, I would like to attempt to swipe her wand from her, just for funsies.
Since when have we become enemies?
We're not enemies. I just think it's kind of funny. So
it's my wand.
Oh, really?
He's just feeling saucy.
I'm okay with this.
I'm sure you are.
So there's always been a question of like, how do you go about doing this? Is sleight of hand good enough to be able to steal it and check it? So what I'm going to do is, since you don't know what's coming, it's going to be a sleight of hand against your passive perception, which I know is a 12 because I write this stuff down. So go ahead and roll a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
And I don't do anything.
Mine is an 18.
Yours is an 18. All right, so she walks by, and with your uber skills, you manage to slide the wand out of her cloak without her noticing.
Okay, correct me if I can't do this, all right? But, wait, and I don't notice at all?
No. You're blissfully unaware.
But you go about your way.
I guess I keep walking?
Yeah?
So, yeah, and so now,
I mean...
now I lean over to the barmaid and I say, so, was it Elsa? Have you ever met a real-life wizard before?
Oh, well, no, I haven't. What, you're a looker, aren't you? What brings you to town?
Just sort of move from town to town. Wizarding, playing tricks. I'm a tricky guy. I like tricks. I like to see a magic trick.
I would love to see a magic trick.
Okay.
Wait 1 second. I'll be there in a second. Go ahead.
Okay.
She's got to wait on tables, so.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, no problem.
Putting it off.
And so I say, a flippity-doo, a flippity-dee, one green jade frog, here it be. And I produce the jade frog from the cave. And I just go, look at that, right there. Isn't that a cute little frog?
I'm going to say do a performance check to see how well you pull this off.
Oh, this is great.
Let's see, performance check.
Ridiculous.
And it is, oh my god, it's a 22.
Oh my, wow, is that real jade? That's amazing. It looks so lifelike, except for the golden eyes. But is that real gold?
It could be. You never know. I'm a tricky guy, so just, and so anyway, let's, you stick close to me, sweetheart, and make sure that the drinks keep flowing because, there's plenty more tricks where that came from.
Oh, wow. And can you make things like this all the time?
Oh, I can. I'm pretty magical.
Well, you may have to show me some more tricks with your wand later, honey. She winks at you and she rushes off to a table.
And I look at everyone and I say, "No, she's into me." I don't think Condra really needs this, dude.
Condra has left, but everyone else has now seen Condra's wand, obviously, except for Condra because she left.
Yes.
Anyone gonna help me out here?
That's all I've come to do. I slip it into my thieves' cloak, and it's disappeared amongst my
Amongst your other wands. Perfect.
Before I go over to the bartender or to Toblin,
Toblin,
Toblin, I tell Pele, I'm gonna give you the chance to give that back to Condra when she gets back, but I will be telling her.
No, that's fine. You can
Okay.
tell her all you want. My thievery is renowned. I mean, it's probably not a good thing for a thief to be known as a thief, but you know, it has advantages sometimes. But that being said, I love to flaunt it. So I was honestly gonna tell her when she came back.
No.
It's just a twig.
Okay.
The magic's up here. We all know that.
Fair
It's
enough.
actually
The magic's all up. It is, right? Like, she's not in any real like danger or anything.
I'm pretty sure she is actually. I think she needs that to cast things. So if she gets in trouble, just know that.
so. You can look on your list, Condra, in case it comes up. But anything that you need an arcane focus for, which
I was
is
literally gonna ask. So
which is-
okay, so any
anything
does
that needed
mean-
anything that needed a component, you can replace your component with an arcane focus. So anything that says it needs a component, you would need your wand for. Things that do not need a component,
right, but
you can use your
okay,
wand, but
the
it's just for
V-
show. Huh?
The V for component is verbal. The
Yeah.
S is
Somatic for moving your hands.
And
It
then
should be
M for material.
G for gesticulation.
Okay, so if I have just a V or an S, then I'm good. I can still cast,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, it's just
Okay, cool.
things with an
Thank you.
M
That's-
you can't do. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
But
All right.
I'm
Unless you have that,
assuming
then
that just for show, you Harry Pottered it up and always used the wand, even though you didn't need to. I mean, you didn't have
True.
to, but
I
why
have a
wouldn't
couple
you?
of things though that I don't need a wand for, so that's good.
Right.
Plus,
Cool.
if you try and scratch that spot on your back, you're not going to be able to do it.
All right, well, I'm going. So I don't know, DM, who
like-
you'd like to follow currently.
I like how Tatiana doesn't have the board cat thing; it just has a cat, just right there, just
Hi.
taking control. Perfect.
Oh,
The cat
It's
wants
away
to
with
play.
other animals, apparently.
All right, so Elsa, the barmaid, the gossipy barmaid, is going about doing stuff. You guys have not yet secured lodging, by the way.
So I was gonna go to Toblin to secure
And,
lodging and get my materials and get everyone food.
Okay.
But we can do that. It doesn't have to be next or whoever you want to follow next.
Is anyone doing anything different? Besides, Condra's wandered off. We're gonna have to follow up with her. Pele's been a thief.
I'm waiting for my party mates. I want to hear all about this town. I want to hear all about this
All right.
supposed police force. And when we're done, I may be a little drunk again. However, I will be prepared to go talk to this police force after.
Perfect. All right. So bursting in the door come the dwarf who you didn't even get her name yet, and wow, I'm looking up her name of the lady that runs the. Fortunately, I have search functionality here.
Gladys?
Tura Greywine comes in as well, who runs the Lion Shield. Gladys, yes. Tura Greywine, who runs the Lion Shield Coster, and this dwarf friend who comes in, and the dwarf friend is much louder. She's like, "Well, there she is over in the corner. Come on, Tura." There's one extra spot because Condra has left, and Tura sits down there just amongst all of you, and
I'm getting up anyway, and I just go, here, take my seat.
all right. So Benel sits down there. It's like, wow, look, Elsa, bring us the strongest shots you've got. So she nods and comes over with a couple of shots, 3 shots of brown liquid for her, because she held up 3 fingers there, and she's hasn't offered to pay for the rest of you as of yet, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, well, I feel bad drinking with my friend sitting here having nothing.
Well,
I was thinking that this was for the girls. So,
You mean
Jeff,
the ladies?
the ladies, so to speak. That's what I was thinking. I'm sure you gentlemen can join in, but you'll have to buy your own. And looks over at the monk and gives him a wink. To dragonborns. And it's a burning rot gut type of whiskey, but it's strong and it'll do the trick. Yeah, excellent role play, Terry.
Good. So tell me about yourselves.
Well, I will go first. My name's Benel Thornton. I run the Miners Guild in town. So all of the mining supplies I sell, and when people come in with their golden nuggets and rubies and whatever they found whatnot out in the wilderness, I'll pay them cash for it, and then I send it to town, and we negotiate money for it, and that's my little business is kind of jewels and mining equipment. And there's a big to-do here where everyone's talking about the old mine of power. Frankly, I don't believe it exists, but it's bringing them into town like crazy, and I'm making a mint.
What's a mine of power?
The mine of power? You haven't heard the story?
No.
Oh. So the story was told by Sildar to Khandra, but she relates to you that the mine of power, or Mishak Forte, is a legendary mine that 1,000 years ago or more was the mine that gave Rasfadal the tools to become a mighty nation. And inside of this mine is a natural forge. Nobody really knows what it's made of anymore because it's just all sort of, legend, history, stories at this point. But it enabled a skilled craftsman to be able, a skilled blacksmith, to be able to make magical weapons inside of the mine, and it would harness those energies and be able to make magical weapons. So instead of just a sword, it can be imbued with magical powers as well. This gave the arms race for Rasfadal a boost. There's also a rumor that inside of this mine is something called the Key of Arkanon, which is supposedly is a key that's there, although nobody really knows where it is. And the rumor is that it unlocks some sort of container or chest or hiding place that contains a powerful amulet that gives immense power and immortal life to those who hold it. And that's the rumor of the mine. But no one has seen or heard of the mine at this point. It's mostly legend. Maybe it exists, maybe it doesn't. But
so is Sildar asleep right now?
Yeah, he's passed out. Yeah.
Okay. And do we do or we don't have rooms for the night?
Zancorin said he booked some. So how many rooms did you book?
Well, I was gonna go to Toblin.
Okay, well, we'll have
to,
you go ahead and why don't we pick up there?
Okay.
So,
Toblin, I was wondering how many rooms do you have available?
Oh, 1 sec. 3 right now. Each of them have 2 beds.
I'll take all 3.
Oh, okay, excellent. Is it for your party then?
Yep.
Okay.
For the
Yeah,
6
all of you? All
yeah,
6 of you?
all
Excellent.
6.
Did you want just the rooms, or did you want room and board that's 2 meals a day, breakfast and dinner? So we can include this dinner in it if you want to start up tonight. And then because usually it's dinner, night, and breakfast. It's 13 silver a person a night to do, but since you're splitting a room, instead of it being whatever it is, it's a little less. Let me calculate real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be about 52 silver. So we'll just say 5. We'll just say 5 gold a night.
Yeah.
For the 6 of you.
And actually, I can add another 5 gold if you happen. I was told that you might have some extra herbs for sale.
Oh, yeah.
I need actually about 5 gold's worth.
5 gold? That's a lot.
I know.
That's a lot of herbs.
I know.
Well, let's see. The basil hasn't come in
It's
yet.
like a Schedule 1 amount of herbs.
Right.
Are you dealing, Zankoran?
Plenty of time. Does rosemary count? Grows like a weed
Is this
here.
what this is all about? Is this an
I think
herb
so.
run? Are you an herb mule?
You guys aren't there. I walked over to Toblin.
Oh, I'm sitting there thinking, I think he's stealing herbs over there.
Well,
If he is, get me some.
it's early. You know, it's early spring, and in the garden, as beautiful as it is in the back, most of these are just for our kitchen. But if you could use some of the natural herbs that grow around here, there's rosemary. On the way out of town, there's a whole field of rosemary. On the way to Edomath's, and if you want fennel, you could probably go up behind. And he describes it. He sort of describes this area like if you go out and turn up around this field and take a right and go up behind it. There's a field there with a lot of fennel. I don't know if that's the type of herb you want, but they're all in season now. Well, rosemary's kind of year round, but if that counts, you could just harvest it yourself. But if I've sold you 5 gold's worth, I wouldn't be able to cook. So I can't. But there's plenty that grows wild if you want help.
No, that's fair. I'll take whatever you think you can spare, and then I can go out and get the rest on my own.
All right. Well, I've got time grows like a weed in the winter here, so let me go get you a bunch of thyme and parsley. I could get that if that's
just
more of a garnish. But does that work?
I think so. I think that should do.
All right.
What I'm
Well,
trying to
I'll gather up some. And when do you need it?
really as soon as you can. I do want to try
All
to
right.
get something done, but
Right. Well, let me get your room set. Let me get the boys on that, and then I'll go out and grab some. Frock, Hammer, can you get the rooms ready? We've got the 2 beds apiece. All right. Excellent. All right. I will be. I'll be back in a few.
awesome.
And
And
he puts out the back.
hand over the 5 gold for the rooms first.
He's like, oh, okay, for the go. So you pay him 5 gold for the room, and then you haven't settled up for any herbs, so he's out in the back collecting some of them.
Perfect. Head back. I let everyone know food's on its way, and I'll probably be heading out to see if I can speak to. Who am I speaking to?
I don't know.
To Farbin, if someone would like to join. And I actually go to the monk and I say, I'm gonna be going to do my my stuff here in a bit, but I was gonna speak to Farbin if you wanted to join.
He nods. Right.
Late at night.
All right. You're on. You might be talking to us, Rocky.
Well,
But
Pele, do you want to talk to Albrecht? We could go over there and find out what's what.
you don't. Nobody said where Albrecht is.
Oh, does anybody know?
I don't know. It's not my job to tell you. It's your job to find out.
Then-
And with that, we'll take a 5-minute break as you're thinking
Oh.
about how to find out, so everyone can refill their wines.
Feel like we're all half in the barrel. I don't know if
And then the monk was going to share pictures, which I will stop screen sharing, so you can do what you wish there.
Let me go get them.
Oh, okay. Wait,
Yes.
how do you go get them?
He
Oh,
printed
you
them.
actually
Oh,
printed them out
copy.
and you're going to hold them up in front of the
Yes.
camera.
Yes.
Okay, good. Going old school. Perfect. Excellent.
All right, I'll be back in a minute.
All right.
Look, I'm the only one here. Well, hi, everyone. Now that everyone else is gone, I would say I would open this up so people could ask questions on Twitch, but my computer's so crappy, I don't think I can have Twitch open.
I can put Twitch on. Let's take some requests from the line, Johnny. Let's see.
We have 0 people on, right? Just saying. Maybe 1. How are we going to know if you moved if your background stays the same?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. What do you mean? Like,
I don't know. We're never. It's all going to look the same. Do you have the light at your house?
I have just the overheads where I'm at right now, currently.
Right. That's why it's lousy.
Yeah, I know. It's too bad. It's funny. The first time that we played was the only time that I played in LA, where I had my whole regular setup with the camera and the mic and the ring light and all that. The rest of the time,
I'm going to say I can hear Rocky this time.
What's
In
that?
the past, he got a new mic, so.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. It was. I'm going to claim credit for helping him fix it, but all he really did was plug it in. So, that's good. So, how are you doing, Condra? Mandy?
Doing great.
Yeah.
My wife just made me some epic looking lasagna that I am very
Wow.
excited about.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a deal in our house where I hate cooking, so she cooks and I do dishes. It's a good trade.
That's a deal. There are a lot of families that work that way.
Yeah.
Really well. Yeah. Yep. There's some friends of ours that he's like, I'll cook, you got to clean, but I only barbecue. And they literally barbecue 365 days a year.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Really?
That's a lot of barbecue.
A lot of barbecue. So, I mean, they'll cook everything out. They just cook it all outside. So, nice grill. He invested in a nice grill and did it that way.
Well, if you grill that much, you better have a damn nice grill.
You're going to be good at grilling.
Yeah.
You're going to have your own cooking show.
And you're not vegan, I assume.
What I want, yeah, and you're not vegan. What I want to do is one day host a cooking show where I can get a round of applause by saying like, and he's mixing the pudding. Because cooking shows applaud at just the dumbest things.
All you need is like a golf announcer and just like have the golf announcer announce what you're doing.
He's reaching for the salt.
I love cooking.
It's about 6 feet away.
And he gently
Iron
pours the
Chef.
salt.
You guys
Iron
ever
Chef?
watch Iron Chef?
Is that still on?
It's still on. It's so good.
Sonia is obsessed with baking shows, y'all. Like, oh my God, come holiday time, all we have on is like holiday baking championships,
When we-
24/7.
When we bake at our house, we always turn on the soundtrack for the Great British Baking Show. Always. That is just like
Actually, there's a soundtrack?
if I don't, yeah. If I
Stop it.
No.
There's
If,
like the
if I don't-
legitimate soundtrack?
yeah, just it's on Spotify or probably everything. But yeah, you just look it
Oh,
up.
she
and-
heard that. Now I'm screwed. Thanks, Dave.
Oh.
But
You play that every time you bake, huh?
serious question though. Do you
What?
guys all do the baking? When
I
you-
suck at baking. I used to be the best cook, but since the pandemic, we all know that if you're lucky enough to have a job, it has extended your hours, right? So you work longer. My wife has been forced to do way more of the cooking Monday to Friday. So she has always been the best baker. She's a fantastic baker. But I used to do the cooking. A long time ago, she had to commute a long ways to work, and I worked out of the house. This was years ago. So I did breakfast, I did dinners, I got everything, all that type of stuff ready. And since I worked out of the house and it was easier for me, I just did all of that. And now it's switched because, life changes. So she's gotten wicked good at cooking. So we have like pot roast and roasted chicken, and that's so good.
That's
So, with that said, when the pandemic is over and we're all vaccinated, we're heading over to Dave's house to play in real life, and he and his wife can cook for us.
We will be having a Hobbit feast, so all of the traditional Hobbit foods we will be making.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
So here for this. You have no idea.
Same thing with
They
you,
serve-
Mandy. If Sonia and you are baking, or if she's baking because of those, you better be expecting us. Just so you know.
Oh my god, absolutely. We'll do like, ooh, you guys, we should do like Hogwarts feasts, right? And then we have like butterbeer and like all kinds
We
of.
have
Oh
made
my god.
butterbeer.
No, there's a D&D cookbook.
There
that
is.
has all- We have to have that first.
Absolutely.
We can buy mead at Trader Joe's. I had it. It's crap, but
My roommate makes mead.
there might be good mead, but I don't know.
You guys, what actually is mead?
Honestly,
Alcoholic kombucha?
it's stupid
honey wine?
simple. It's honey, and you can either choose. I think it's just water, but you ferment the honey. So
Got
it's
it.
honey and I think water, or you can make a special kind of mead, which is apple juice and honey.
Right.
But it's
I'm-
basically all from honey.
I'm surprised that as human beings, we don't have like T-shirts and posters and movies that are just like pictures of yeast, because they provide like everything that matters in life: bread, alcohol, just all the good stuff. It's like
Yogurt.
yeast.
Seriously.
Yeah. Right. So, anyways,
Cool. Well, hey, I have something exciting. Are we streaming still, or are we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We
We-
never
All
leave.
right.
no. Once we start,
Once you start, you cannot go back. So,
right? We haven't said the more you
I-
roll yet.
I don't know if you're
True.
watching right now, but I have two very special things to share here. The first one is for me because I was the winner of the first week's contest, and so I got my.
Oh, you have to
hold
you
on
have to
one
turn
second.
off your
I gotta turn off
background
my
bit.
background,
Yeah.
which is appropriate because this is going to become part of my background shortly.
You're gonna Photoshop it in your background, and he's taken his background off, and it's the same. Oh wait, oh thank God.
But I have a autographed LinkedIn photo of Dave
Right.
Hampton that says, quote, "Sweet Ginger Peaches, why the hell do you want a signed picture of me?" And it's signed, "The More You Roll, Dave Hampton."
I thought I would do one part of it professionally. Yeah.
And then Tom, yours, I think is even better, also a signed photo. And it says, "Tom, just like being a DM, I've never signed an autograph before. Hope I'm doing this right. The More You Roll, Dave Hampton." So, Tom, next time I see you, I will give you this along with your battery, which is unsigned. But,
Hampton, you're good at signing autographs.
yes.
Well, I
yeah.
just thought when everyone comes up to us and asks for signed autographs, we always need to sign them. The more you roll, obviously.
Yes.
I
Clearly.
was gonna say, when we get as big or bigger than Critical Role, those
Right.
2 autographs are gonna be worth so much money for charity.
Right.
That's true.
Totally.
That is
Right.
true.
I'm calling it
I
now.
think it's probably important for us to take some of the money that we're going to raise for Terry's computer and set it aside so we can all have LinkedIn headshots available on our person at all times.
Right. Right.
And
Somehow
Sharpies. You
LinkedIn
cannot
really
forget
needs.
the Sharpies. I can't overemphasize enough how important Sharpies are to signing autographs.
I didn't have. I had to
So
use an
much-
old-fashioned pen. I did not have a Sharpie available. I felt
Incorrect.
really bad, and I was also concerned it would bleed through and get my table all inked up. So, the last thing I wanted to do was get tats on my table.
Table tats.
It's that's
Table tats, exactly. All right, so welcome back to part 2 of episode 9, and where we left off. Zancorin and Rampuri were going to wander across the street out the door in a not drunken stupor. Actually, Zancorin's quite sober because his wine was stolen, and I don't think he ever replaced it.
Nope.
And I don't believe Rampuri drinks to excess.
If I did, you wouldn't know.
No, no. So you guys head out the door. It's directly across the way. It's quite obvious which place is the town master's hall. And just as you're leaving there, you see leaving locking up the front door, a middle-aged adult male human, long, wavy, greasy hair. It's kind of swooped over a bald spot that he's got, and he's locking up the door. He's pretty sure. You see him just sort of locking up and beginning to walk away off the porch of this building.
Toblin?
Toblin's inside. You guys just walked outside to wander across. So you are like, I don't know, 20, 30 feet away from him as he is just locking up.
Toblin, you're the town master, or is Toblin somewhere else?
His name is Farbin. Toblin is inside.
Farbin. I
Farbin,
read it
yes.
wrong on my notes.
Right, that's fine.
Farbin?
Yes, can I help you?
Hi. I heard you were the town master of this beautiful town, I must say.
Yes, I am the town master.
My friends and I, we just came in. We actually just delivered a shipment over at Barthen's Provisions, and we were wondering a few different things. But one, we were wondering if you happen to know anything about the fabled ruins of why am I forgetting the name? Someone help me.
Crag
Crag
Maw.
Maw.
Crag Maw. No, Crag Maw. Crag Maw.
Strap your pants?
Of Crag Maw, or if there might be any jobs related to possible ruins.
If this is official town business, we are closed. Hours are from 9 to 5. And if it is a personal matter, good evening.
And he starts to walk away.
I'll see you in the morning. Thank you.
Thank you and good evening.
Good evening.
And he wanders away into the dark.
We can transition over, but I'll just tell the monk I'm gonna start gathering as much herbs as I can. I'm trying to. I would imagine I know how much 5 gold.
Yeah, I'm going to imagine you have done this before because it's a spell that you know how to do. So you have a good idea. So you're going to have to. It is getting a little bit darker, and you're in a town you are unfamiliar with. So it would be a weird thing to make you do like a survival check in order to make it through town. But since we don't have a comparable thing, and you were just given odd directions on how to get there, I'll just have you roll that, and if Ramper, if you're going to go with him, you guys can roll an advantage to see if you can find this field that they talked about.
All right. Yeah. I'm rolling, or
you should roll. You can roll an advantage if Ramper is helping.
all right.
That's fine.
Great rolls. 21 total.
Perfect. So you head out this way, and you're kind of following his directions where he said it would make the first right and go back and go past the house and into the field, and you end up there. And it's a little dim, but you're familiar with what are herbs and what are weeds. And you start finding some fennel, which is fortunately quite heavy, and it has grows in a big clump, so you have quite a bit of that. And then you find some sage that you weren't expecting, and you find a little bit of rosemary and a couple other bits. Maybe some watercress is growing on there as well, and you're able to gather a bunch of stuff up. So let's say that you've got about 5 gold worth of herbs that you have harvested from the fields after about a half hour or so.
And I'll head back to the Shrine of Luck to.
Okay. So let's head back over inside the building. We've got actually, Condra, you left. Where did you go?
So I am following the road. I know this, but Mandy thinks that it's probably north.
Well, they said the main road.
The main road. Okay.
So there's the main road you came in on, and the main road continues this way, all the way over to the end. And they said it was the last building on the left. You kind of see off the right. It is not called the Sleeping Giant. It is called the Wandering Oak, and there is a tavern that's there, and it's kind of busy. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Perception. 21.
Nice.
21. Okay, so you look over. There's a big sign above that says the Wandering Oak, but you can see it used to be plural, and the S was pulled off, so now it just says oak. It was clearly oaks at one point. And on each side, on one side of it, there is an oak tree, and on the other side, you can tell the way that the building is. It kind of cuts back a little bit, it's flat across the center, and cuts back on the edge. And on one side, there's an oak tree. On the other side, there is not an oak tree. And it kind of makes you wonder a little bit. And there are people going in and out, but you see a large number of people that are wearing an outfit that looks a little bit like a guard type of outfit. It looks I don't know, paramilitary might be a good way to describe it. And let me see if I can. Well, okay, it doesn't look this crazy, so I'm not going to show this picture because this would be bad. But they've got kind of a leather bit of leather armor draped over their shoulders, and a red part of a cloak on the front. And you can see some of them have armor on, and some maybe it's just leather. They have boots that sort of match their leather, and right on the front of their chest is the handprint of a black hand on a red background. And you see a number of these people there, other folks as well, but there's a decent number of them. They don't look ratty or something. They look very professional. They've got very trimmed hair. They're groomed very well. They walk very proudly. They don't seem like a bunch of hoodlums. They seem like an organized group of people, clearly at a bar, so maybe relaxing at this time of day. But they kind of look like, somebody who was in the Army or Navy or whatever. They're still in uniform, but they're at a bar, right? I mean, you can kind of tell, okay, this obviously they're associated with something, and they're somewhat professional in what they do. So you see those people there off on the right, and as you look to the left, there's nothing off in the distance. They told you it was the last the last ranch house, the last area on the left. So you see a little road, that goes down to what looks like some form of gate or something down at the end of that. And you can see some trees that, I guess they're apple trees. They could be, but they're trees, and they're orchard looking. They're not just woods. They're in rows.
I'm definitely curious about what's going on in this tavern, and what these people are up to or what they're doing here. But I have a mission, so I'm going to go down the road towards what I think is the right apple orchard.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm very tall, so I assume I'm walking briskly with long strides to get where I'm going.
Okay.
So I will go up to the door.
All right.
I guess I don't see anything. I don't see anybody outside, right?
No. You see a light inside the house. Because we're backing up the clock a little bit for you because Zancorin went a half hour ahead, so it's a little bit brighter for you. Timetable wise, the town master has not yet left the building, right? So this is kind of where we are. But you can tell there's a light inside, and you sense that somebody is in there. There is sort of a gate out front, but there's a little wall, and there's a place where there should be a gate, but there's no gate. It's just like, this is my private courtyard, and that's the outside of it. And then you can go up, and there's a front door. You can knock on the door if you wish.
I will knock on the door.
All right.
Knock, knock, knock.
It's quiet for a bit. When you walked up to the door, you thought you heard some dishes or something, moving around. Then you knocked, and it just got quiet.
I knock again. Knock, knock, knock.
It's quiet for a second, and then the door opens. You see an elf, tall, very smooth skin, older. As an elf, you can tell you know very instantly whether it's a he or a she, that she is probably about 600 years old, which, you know, let's relate that to maybe 70 human years, right? Great, excellent, as all elves are, great shape. You know, she's very lean, muscular. Can I help you?
Is she speaking Elvish or Common?
Common.
Okay. So in Common, I say hello. Hi, I'm so sorry to bother you. My name is Condra. What is your name?
Hi. Tia Edermath.
Yeah, it's so nice to meet you. It's so great to see another elf. I haven't seen another elf in many weeks.
Well, I would imagine there's not as many here as there are in Burberry, are there?
No.
You're from, where are you from again, Mirus? Is that your home?
I am from, hang on one second. I have it. It's a 3-word thing. Give me a.
Oh yeah, Darlin is met.
How do you say it?
I think you're from Darlin is met.
Yes, Darlin is met. Yes, that's it.
So
that's it.
you're you know most of this, so I will give you some background. That kingdom is called Burberry. The capital of that kingdom is Mirus, where some of you guys are from, and it is an elvish kingdom. It is mostly populated with elves, but like most of the realms, there's a mixture of people. But this was traditionally the Elven Empire, and so you're quite. When she says, you know, there's not as many people, it's not like Burberry. You totally understand the fact that Burberry is like Elfland. So yeah, so so you're in the loop, obviously, with what she's talking about. She says, yeah, but not as many as in Burberry, but there are a few around here. Yeah. What brings you to my door?
Oh, I'm so sorry to bother you this evening. It's such a lovely evening, but I'm so sorry to bother you. I was told I'm actually staying at the inn with a group of travelers that I'm along with, and we're actually looking for what may or may not be a legendary place. But you know, I was told that you may know it's called Crag Maw. Have you ever heard of this?
The old castle, the old legend of the castle.
Yeah, I keep hearing it's
I think
castle.
a lot of folks have heard about it, but I don't know. I don't know how many. Don't know of anyone that's seen it. It's always been to me a little bit more legend than actual reality. I believe it existed at some point, but I'm not young and wasn't around in my lifetime. And I can say I heard of it more in my childhood than, well, not childhood, but 400 years ago or so, than I have today. You know, that tells me that it probably existed, but in the last 400 years, no one's found it. I wouldn't imagine it's around any longer.
Okay, have you heard any legends about where it might be, where it might have been? I've heard something about it being in the forest, but you know, as you know, it's, you know, forests are pretty vast.
Years ago, the landscape here was, you know, different. 400 years ago, the forest was larger in all directions. It's shrunk over time. I think part of it just naturally, and part of it because townsmen have chopped off the edge of it to build houses and bridges and things that townsmen do. So it's naturally shrunk a bit, but this area years ago, legend was it was more of a woodland realm in here. That a number of buildings, of cities were in Hoffendale, what's now Hoffendale Forest. It wasn't, of course, always called that, but what names don't change constantly. And it was my understanding that it's somewhere in the Hoffendale Forest, but I would have no idea where. It's possible. I don't know. There is a druid. He's been around for years and knows the forest well. It's possible he might know, but
Who might that be?
I'm sure you haven't met him. His name's Lachlan the Brown. I haven't seen him in years. Yeah, and I haven't seen him in
very long time. So.
But he lives here in town, in
Oh,
Bend?
no, no. He's a wanderer, really. Loves the forest, lives generally in the forest, not necessarily the Hoffendale forest. He's gone to many of the forests around Rasfadal, and I believe he's been to Burberry as well. And it's a little bit loony, but if anyone would have come across it, probably be him.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. One last question for you.
So, let me interject because of your keen mind.
Yeah.
You did meet Lachlan the Brown.
Oh, that's right. I knew that name sounded familiar.
In Gwendol. Yeah, and he was a little bit loony, and he was going to investigate the sick forest on the northern side of the forest.
Of course.
I believe it was the northern side, yeah. You know what? I have that map. Let's go take a look, because this would have been just like right in your mind, right?
Of course, I would know this instantly.
You would know this because it's been within 30 days. So you guys are down here, and he said he was going somewhere in this region. Of course, he didn't specifically say, but he said he was taking this other road and investigating some information that was in this area about some ruins that he wanted to take a look at.
That's right. Okay.
And you guys are down in this neck of the woods.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Okay. One more question for you, darling. Across the street at the tavern, I saw some men in uniform. I'm not sure what they're doing here, but do you have any idea what's going on?
Yeah, that's the Red Hand. Well, it's my understanding, Rasfadal has been trying to, the government, Rasfadal, has been trying to settle these southern lands for a while. They sent Sildar Hallwinter down to help sway the town to more willingly join. Even though Fend is within the kingdom of Rasfadal, they're consider themselves separate. They don't get any services from the kingdom. We're in the middle of nowhere here, and they prefer to think of themselves as independent. But as the kingdom of Elmara is rising, and there's always trouble with the kingdom of Domare, the Domare kingdom. The Rasfadal has taken more interest in this area, so they're trying to bring it under their control. Sildar has been offering services and protection, but the townsfolk won't have much to do with it. And then a fellow named Rekor. I can't recall his first name, but it's something Rekor. It looks like a wizard to me. The town, they said, was dangerous. I didn't view it as particularly dangerous, but he offered to help protect the town with a group of people that he brought along called the Red Hand, and they've been providing services of protecting the city and establishing order. I will say that the town master, people weren't paying much attention to taxes and paying to help the good of the community. And it's really shored that up a bit, and it's given the town more of a sense of well-being. So Farbin, quite the character, he organizes taking care of the roads, running a prison, taking care of organizations, checking to make sure cities are establishments are safe. We don't have a police force, so the Red Hand is sort of, I don't know, a hired police force, but I'll be honest, I don't know how much I trust them. As much as there has been good things that have happened, there's been some suspicious activity as well.
And you know Sildar. You're aware of
Oh,
Sildar.
yes.
You know him.
Yes, fine fellow.
Okay, so we trust Sildar. You like him? You feel like he's honest?
Honest enough.
That's very helpful. Thank you very much. Well, I don't want to take any more of your time, but thank you so much for your information. We're actually staying at the inn. If you would like to join me and my party, I'm sure they'll be drinking for who knows how much longer. So if you'd like to join us, you're absolutely welcome to.
Well, make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. 21.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm really quite the loner, but why not? I could go for a stretch of the legs. Not much to do for an apple orchard this time of year. The blossoms aren't out yet, and all the apples that we have are in storage. So why not? I'll walk with you.
You're just gonna love my little friend Zancorn. He plays the loveliest tunes on his flute.
I haven't heard good music in a while, so maybe we'll see.
Well, good is relative. You can be the judge.
Well, I look forward to it. So you guys start your walk back, and you start your walk back over to the Stonehill Inn. And who wants to be up next?
Just
I guess we're back
quick,
inside.
Super quick question.
Yeah.
Are we near Khandra? Like, would we be seeing her as I get the herbs and heading over to the shrine?
No, you're over on this side, so
Okay.
your path is here and this way to the Shrine of Luck, and she went way over it this way. So
cool.
Yeah, you wouldn't have seen her.
That's fine.
They went off the other direction. Probably by the time you're back, you said you were going to head straight to the Shrine of Luck.
Would I believe that it would be open at this time, or at this point?
You know, it's a circle of stones and a shack. Open is a relative term. So,
but would
she's probably there.
Okay.
Right.
Would I feel like I would be disturbing her? I guess is the question.
Would you? Would Zancorin feel like he would be disturbing her?
I kind of feel like if it's at night, if we're late at night or later in the night.
You're not late at night. It's 7 o'clock ish.
Okay, then I'd probably head on over there, so we can do that
All right.
after.
So you guys start your march over there. Meanwhile, we're back inside. I'm gonna say we are now 4 shots down, and Tatiana, Tura, and Benel are feeling a little tipsy, and conversation started.
So, Tura and Benel, tell me about this red hand. Like, you guys said there was something weird going on with them. What's weird? What are they doing that's weird?
Well, and you see her look around. Benel is looking around, and Tura's like, I'm not going to say anything about this. And Benel is like, well, darling, let me tell you something. I think the Red Hand are a problem. Now, they were brought in to help police the place, but take a gander around this inn. This is pretty representative of everyone we've got here. And does anyone here look dangerous? I mean, the most dangerous person is Elsa, and that's only because she'll sleep with anyone. She's a spreading disease machine. God bless her. She's got a good heart, but anyways, I've said too much about her. I think they're a problem. I don't think they're what they appear to be. In fact, they all hang out at a place called the Wandering Oak. It's a nice establishment down the street, but ever since they've been going there, in the southern woods has gotten busier because most of the town folk aren't comfortable hanging out with them, and they're professional and they're proper, but you know, we've had if you ask around, maybe you talk to Thel Dendrar, her husband's missing. We've never had anyone missing from this town before, and she's gone. Now, Thel ain't no princess. She's a little high maintenance, but I wouldn't imagine he would leave her. He's got kids, and they seemed happy enough. She says that they came by the shop and they were glaring at her, and he
said a few words about mind their own business, and a couple of days later he's gone missing. Um, and I don't know how. I haven't seen her in a few days, but I haven't talked to him. But that just seems odd to me. I think that this fellow Albrecht Recor looks like an ass to me. You know, you can tell when you see him. Walks all proud and talks in fancy nerdish accent like he knows everything. Got all that, you know, North Coast elitism, you know, that they've got coming from up there with all their education. Well, I think that they hang out at the Wandering Oak, and I believe that they have a base at Trenzendar Manor, which is up behind the town masters. You've seen that sort of ruined house on the hill? That used to be, I don't know, 100 years ago or more, that used to be the place. This whole place belonged to the Trenzendars. It was like they were the kings or queens or patriarchs of this area, and everyone worked for them, and they ran the mines that were in the area, and they built the town. They ran everything. And then something happened. I don't know what, but it was fell into ruin. The town's only been here now for 5 years back up, but you know, this was probably 100 years ago. I think he's holed up in there. Now he comes into town every once in a while, carrying that fancy glass staff of his, looking like, I don't know where he got that thing, and I don't know what sort of idiot would be carrying around a staff that was made of glass, but I would be. Now I'm doing pretty well at the miners. I'm making some coin. A lot of these miners are good at digging, but they ain't good at math. You know what I mean? You know what? Let's get another shot. Elsa, get your loose legs over here and bring us another round. Let's get one for the boys as well. Elsa gives her like a steely look. I would be willing. I would be willing to pay you guys 100 gold pieces to break into Trenzendor Manor. Now, I don't need you to do it. I don't know how powerful this Albrecht guy is, but I guarantee you somewhere in his desk or in his office or wherever, maybe up his orifice, I don't know. But I bet he's got some documentation that'll let us know what's going on, and I will pay you to get your hands on that, and then we can bring that in front of the town. Sildar trusts him because they're old buddies. You know, man, they're like, I trust each other, even if they can't see through anything. But I don't trust them. And I bet if we get that documentation and we bring it to Farbin and we get Sildar involved and the town involved, they'll run these people out of town, and that's what I want to have happen. So you guys feel like taking on a job. I'm assuming most of you are a little bit more equipped when you're not 3 sheets to the wind, but perhaps tomorrow will put us in that shape. She grabs a shot and downs it.
Can I tell whether she's telling the truth?
Roll an insight check. That is a very good question. You can tell, but will you know?
11.
You feel that she's been forthright. You think that, yeah, that seems, she doesn't seem to be hiding anything. You kind of assume that because she's a little tipsy, she might be not able to hide stuff as well. And it seems like that she's being pretty straightforward.
All right. By the way, if we do get drinks, if they hand one, I'm going to be drinking it very sparingly in order to be able to help Tatiana in case she has trouble walking or anything else.
Oh, that's so kind of you.
Wow,
It does.
David, forward.
It does take it takes a little bit of alcohol to get Tatiana drunk, just because, you know, she's a dainty dragonborn, but she's still a big woman.
I'm keeping my eye out, you know, and also making sure
Right.
there are any people giving us weird looks. I'm using
All right, roll a perception check.
11.
11. You look around the inn. Some people are glancing over at you guys, but not in a dangerous or weird way. You're just out of towners, and you got a dragonborn with you, so attracting a little bit of attention. And but other than that, you don't see anything suspicious. As Benel said, look around this room. Does anyone look dangerous? Not really. Most of them are just trying to start a life. They look like just townsfolks that are here.
So I'm dying to know, how does Sildor know Albrecht? Are they like?
Well, I don't. Tur, do you know? Well, I don't know. You know, we can ask Toblin. They're married. He should know. Toblin!
Tommen and Sildar are married?
Well, that's what she just said.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So Toblin comes over and he's like, Can I help you? Yes, what's up? Hi, Tura. Hi, Benel. Nice to see you.
So Tommen,
Toblin.
Toblin,
Yes.
we just heard you're married to Sildar. We had no idea.
Oh, well, kind of sad he didn't mention it, but that's Sildar. I'm used to it. Yes. He came to town about a year ago, and we hit it off, and we were married about 6 months later. So we've been married for about 6 months, but he is unfortunately has to run out of town a lot. He is sort of, I say, my silver fox, because he's a little bit older than me, as you can tell, but I love him to death. Yes, so in fact, he's the one that said I should treat you to dinner tonight. That's why, round of drinks and stuff. We'll find out.
But he just came to town a year ago. Where'd he come from?
Well, he works for the main government of the federal government of Rasfadel. He's been in charge of helping to, lack of a better word, civilize the outlying communities. And he before he was way up in the northern regions, in the swamps. He's been on the east coast, and he's had to deal with some unrest in the middle of the country, the Great Vale, and then he's and then he came down here to help in this whole bottom region, from Fend, and then up to Fing, and just sort of this whole area down here where there's not much besides these two cities, and not a whole lot in between. A couple of scraggly places off the main road, but nothing much. And that's his job, is to do that. So, but he's getting a bit older, and came here and said that one day he would like to retire in a town like this. And I asked if he would like to retire with me, and he did. So that's so he's asleep in our bed upstairs, and hopefully he'll feel better.
So he must know Albrecht from all of the stuff that he was doing before.
Yes. Albrecht also. He's not from Rasfadal. He's from Nurden, and he's a wizard. He speaks very highly of him. They worked in the swamps together, helping out in that area, and then he came. He was here for about 6 months, and then right prior to us getting married, he called for assistance from Albrecht, because he didn't feel it was moving along fast enough, and then he had to go on different journeys, as he does, and said that he had to go up to Hoffendal, and was there for quite some time. I didn't hear from him. In fact, he was on his way back, but right as he left, Albrecht came to town, and then he helped set up the Red Hand, which sort of a police force, lack of a better word. They leave me well enough alone, so they seem to be fine.
Yeah, he comes in here occasionally. He and Sildar meet and talk shop, I guess, about what they do and trying to do stuff. And every once in a while, someone from the kingdom will come down and they'll have a meeting, usually right in one of these one of these booths, and I don't go into his business; it doesn't concern me. But talk about something, and the runner or representative or whoever he is will head back out of town after a night, and that'll be that. I'm guessing they're just giving status reports and getting information from the kingdom, or whatever it might be. But whenever that person leaves, they feel like they have a little mission that they need to accomplish or something. So he'll probably be in here the next couple of nights. But yeah, that's who he is.
So I'm gonna whisper to Rocky, who is sitting next to me, and Pele sitting next to me also, right?
Yes, Pele is.
I suppose.
You suppose?
He's feeling a little saucy.
Definitely.
I kind of wonder, very, very quietly to each of them, how coincidental it seems to be that all these strange happenings are going on in the woods at the same time that what's his face? And I've had too much to drink. Sildor and this Red Hand organization all kind of come to Fen. Do you guys think that that's a coincidence? Do you think there's something going on?
Rocky's on mute.
Rocky,
But he
you're
seems
talking too quietly. I can't hear you.
No, I was just moving my mouth without saying anything. That sounds pretty suspect to me. Yeah, I don't like Sildar too much. He wasn't very nice to us when we saved him, I have to say. He needs some manners.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really. I mean, I'm more focused on what's happening in this room right now than I am on what's sort of going on in the world at any given time. So maybe coincidence, maybe not. I don't know. Sildar wasn't the friendliest person, but the man loves directions. So I mean, that's really the only thing that I remember about him. So the thing that yeah, no comment. No comment on old Sildar. In fact, yeah, you know what? I think he's evil.
There's Kandra.
She's not here.
Kandra come back yet?
Well, let's say Kandra and someone you don't recognize come through the front door at your now very crowded table. The only one missing is Zancorin.
Please remind Mandy what her name was.
Tia.
Tia.
Tia Edermath.
Great. So I walk back up to the table and I say, "Hey everyone, this is Tia. Tia, this is my fellowship that I'm traveling with."
Fellowship.
Tia,
nice you.
come get drinks with us.
I would love to. We might need to drag a table together. 1 second. Elsa, I'm gonna grab this table over and drags the table over so there's room for everyone, and everyone's sitting around the table. And Benel looks over to Tia and is like, "Tia, it's nice to see you. Let me get you a drink. Kandra." Oh, wait, she doesn't know your name. "Oh, you must be the other person that Tura told me about. Well, let's get you started. You guys are a little behind now, aren't you? Could I get 4 more shots, 2 for each of these nice ladies?"
Thank you so much. I definitely need it after this journey. Appreciate it. I'm gonna lean over to the rest of my team and kind of like quietly say, "All right, guys, I didn't learn a whole lot. Tia thinks that do you guys remember that guy we met, Lachlan the Brown, back in like outside of Rossville? Well, she actually knows him and says that he's a little weird, like we remember, but he actually might know something. So I don't know how we would find him, but FYI, he might
Know something about what? About Crag? The Crag?
Yeah. Yeah, about
And he
Crag
was
Maw.
going north on the other side of the forest. We could go that way.
I mean, it's kind of that's a long shot, but I'm just saying, like, if we do run into him again, he might know something.
Well,
and
he
then
said he was looking at the ruins. If this maw is so old, it may just be ruins now.
that's true. That's a good point, Rocky. Actually, yeah, that's actually a very good point. Of course, I have thought of that, but yeah, it's a good.
What about this banshee? Where is that supposed to be?
I didn't ask Tia, but she might know. Let's ask her. Just one other thing you guys should probably know. There's like a group of people in like really hardcore garb going on. They kind of look militarized a little bit. Tia thinks they're fine, but they have like a hand emblem on their garb. So just FYI, I don't. Really...
Tia was a little iffy about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
The red hand.
The red hand is what they go by. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're
red hand.
We're hearing some kind of worrisome stuff about the red hand, and this lady who's buying the drinks has just offered us 100 gold pieces to break into the house.
Not so loud, Dragonborn.
I say we do
Try
it.
to keep it quiet.
Wait, what house? Hey, what are you talking about?
Albrecht.
Y'all gather round, and I'll tell you again. There's the old Trezendor Manor that is in the middle of the town. It's right past the Townmaster's Hall. If you open up the front door and you look over the Townmaster's Hall on the hill, you will see ruins of an old building. That's where I think he's hiding. And I think he's up to no good. They say the Red Hand is here to protect us, but I don't think so. I think they are up to something bad. People are missing. The roads aren't safe anymore. You guys have heard of orcs attacking, of sturges like they're swarming to breed. They're everywhere. Sweet ginger peaches, I have not seen this place as dangerous as it is right now, and it seems like it is. So I want to raid his desk. I want to raid whatever documents he's got. I want to grab him and I want to bring him to town, and I want to bring him to light and let the townsfolk decide what happens. I've always felt that we could trust Sildar, but they're good friends, but I kind of think maybe Albrecht's pulling one over on him or something. But I trust Farben. He's a dork, but I trust him. I don't think he's capable of doing anything, well, that isn't bureaucratic. So he'll go by the books, I'll tell you that. And I think we'll be able to flush him out and figure out what's going on. But I will
something about gold.
I will pay you guys 100 gold pieces. Total, not a piece. I'm not that wealthy. 100
Kind of
gold
nudge
pieces.
Tatiana.
Get that.
I think we should do it. Yeah, let's go. I'm in. Let's go. And then I'm ready. And I start looking for my wand, and I find that my wand is gone. Where's my wand? Guys, where's my wand? Did you guys
This
see
is
my
no
wand?
longer role play. This is actual play.
Have you guys seen my wand? Pele, move. Pele, are you sitting on it?
On your wand?
My wand is gone.
Aren't you a wizard? Aren't you supposed to make sure you never lose that thing? Isn't that like an extension of your body?
Yes, absolutely. But no one's supposed to steal my wand. Did someone steal my wand?
No.
It was Zancorin. Where is Zancorin? Where is it? I'm gonna kill that little shit.
Oh yeah, sounds like Zancorin. That's a feisty thing. That's like a weird little. That small person would do such a thing as that.
I don't understand. I told you guys I didn't trust this little dwarf. Told you I did not trust him. Where is he? Do you guys know where he is?
I will go look for him outside. And I walk outside to look for Zancorin.
Okay, in the meantime, Elsa, can I have another drink, please?
Outside, I very much want to see if I can blow something up before I get caught for this.
All right. How are you going to try to blow something up?
Well, I take the wand out and
Mhm.
I see what appears to be a small bush across the street. and I-
Sure, absolutely. There's one right here. We will circle this small bush right here.
Ah, yes, there it is. That's the one. That will be that's where I'll direct my magical prowess.
Mhm.
And actually, can we sweeten the deal a little bit? And I've pulled Elsa, the barmaid, outside to show her my magical abilities, if possible. Is there any chance?
Oh,
that-
she's enamored with you, so she follows you outside.
Beautiful.
She,
All right,
you told her that you wanted to show her your wand, and she was all over you.
All right, fabulous. So I say, okay, so now I'm going to try something I've never tried before. This is a different kind of wood. I produce the wand. It's a spectacular wand. And I say, no, I'm not sure 100% exactly, just specifically whether or not, this is going to work or whatever. I mean, you saw the frog, but the frog, that's hard to do. This is new ground. So let's not get too wound up about what happens here. So I take the wand and with a flourish, I cast acid splash on the old bush over there.
All
Are you
right.
able to do that? Is that a thing you can do?
I've got the wand. I can do whatever I want.
Well, go ahead and roll.
All right. What do I roll? Do I guess?
20-sided die.
A 20-sided.
You don't have a button that will allow you to do this, so roll a
With the acid
20-sided die.
splash, he needs to say something too, doesn't he?
Okay, how about what's the other with a more fun fiery one? The little ball.
Firebolt?
The fireball. That's the one.
Hey, you gotta say something too, buddy.
Yeah.
So I lean over to Elsa and I say, and now the way that my passion burns for you, I will destroy the bush over there with my fireball. Abracadabra fireball, and I roll a 20-sided die, and it rolls a beautiful catastrophic one.
What was it?
A nat one.
A nat one. Okay, so.
Oh, this is great.
Obviously, nothing happens. However,
Good.
because you rolled a natural one,
Sometimes life really
roll a 20-sided die again.
imitates art perfectly.
No.
This is great.
No, it's not.
I roll a 4.
4. Okay. So as you're doing this, you lean out and, abracadabra, and you overextend yourself and you pull a muscle in your arm. And it's like pretty bad, actually. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Don't worry.
So you on your board, you've got a Constitution saving throw button that you can a saving throw for Constitution that you can roll. Let me see if I can pull yours up here. I don't even.
No saving throw.
It's the top left.
Oh my god.
Top left, yeah.
Oh, it's a beautiful.
I don't have anyone's things open
It's
because
a
it was
15.
a
This is how the
15.
This is how the magic works.
That is so barely good enough. The saving throw was a 15, but Ty goes through the roller. So you feel like you could have totally pulled your arm, and it really hurts, but not so much that you think you did any serious damage. Nothing happened for this spell at all, but just the motion of trying to do it made it where like your arm is really hurting. And Elsa looks at you and looks at looks at the bush and looks back up at you and leans in, kisses you on the cheek, and whispers in your ear, "You can destroy my bush with your wand anytime." And turns and goes back inside.
Well, I say to myself, Well, okay then. And I walk back inside, and as I do, I slip the wand into the pocket of Zankorin.
I'm not
Zankor's
there.
not in the building.
Oh,
No,
sorry, the monk then.
He's not there either.
The monk is not there either.
Oh my god, I'm so drunk. I look around and I realize that I don't have any sort of enemies. So,
You actually don't have any enemies, but go ahead.
so instead, you know what I'll do is I'll just sort of casually, yeah, why not? I'll hand it to Condra and say, this works.
What?
You just say this works. Okay.
And this works. And I walk by and I follow and I say, by the way, we're bunking together tonight.
Pele, where'd you find it?
Oh, it was outside under a bush.
Make a deception check.
Are you sure it can't be charisma? Okay, sure. Deception.
Deception is based
It
off
must be the one
charisma.
that I'm better at.
Okay, deception it is, and it's a beautiful 14.
14.
Do I believe him?
Since you didn't say, hey, I want to do an insight check, I'm not going to have you do head to head. I'm just going to do your passive insight, which I believe is 12. So yeah, you believe him. He found it under a bush.
This doesn't make any sense, but thanks, I guess.
You are drunk, so it's understandable that you're
Try
like,
not to lose the most important thing you own next time.
Yeah, I'll get a pouch. I think I need to get a pouch for it. A little safer, maybe.
you're like all worried now that maybe you don't have this situated right. You're like, well, I need some safer place, and you're
Yeah, I'm like gonna
distracted
dig
for a minute
through my
thinking
bag
about
and
that.
figure out how to keep it safer.
One more as I'm
Um,
walking upstairs, I say, maybe next time you should spring for the 5 bronze bag instead of just a 4 bronze bag.
It was a 5.
Oh,
I got it for 4.
you need one of those 6 bronze bags. You don't want to lose your wand. As I'm like, leaning around the doorway as,
Condra starts checking her bag for holes or anything, but it looks okay. So did you tell Condra you were bunking with her? Is that what you said, or was that to Elsa?
I think it was more of a, by the way, we're bunking together, so don't come upstairs. It doesn't really matter. Nobody's up there. I pick one of the empty rooms. We don't need to go down this road too far. We know I'm out of the picture. I'm gone.
You're gone. You're out of the picture. You're gone. Zankorin and Rimpuri walk up to the door of the Shrine of Luck.
This time I knock.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Can I help you?
Yes, actually.
Oh, yes. Hi, it's you.
Yes.
Come in. I was just making some tea.
Oh, excellent. Thank you so much.
Ah. Yeah, this is good. This is Valerian tea. Have you had it before?
Valerian. I believe I might have actually. It's really good. It has
good.
a.
Yeah, it helps you get a good night's rest. Eases the mind.
It's very.
Eases the mind.
It's very nice.
Eases the mind. Anyways, I'll put do you want some more to the monk?
Maybe for the
Yes.
monk. I have something I would like to do. It should only take me about 10 minutes. But I was hoping to use that brass container.
Oh yes. I'm boiling the water in it right now, but just give me a second. And
Yeah.
water finishes boiling, and she starts to steep the tea. And she do you want the water in it or no?
No water. Just do you have? I can use some of that charcoal actually. If
Yes. Do you need to use it as a stove?
I'm going to need a fire. Yes.
Oh, well, is it going to make a lot of smoke?
I can possibly. Yes.
Why don't we do it outside? Yeah,
Might be a good
outside. Yeah.
idea.
Good.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
hold on. And goes outside, and next to the rock sculpture of Timora with the rock representing her face and the little pebbles making clovers, off over in the corners, a little fire pit surrounded with stones. And it's got some leftover stuff, and she throws some twigs on and lights some stuff up and starts a little fire there. And it's got a little like a metal thing in the ground where you can hang the pot on and swing it over the fire, so she can cook outside as well when she wants to barbecue. So so you can see that you can easily slide that over, and in a few minutes, a fire is big enough that you can you know, do what you need to do.
All right. So and she's done, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Do you need me, or can I go inside?
I actually don't. If you'd like to go inside,
Okay.
that'd be great.
Oh yes, yes. It's a little chilly outside. Yeah.
Stay warm, please.
So she goes inside, and looks at the monk, hands him his tea, and then just sort of sits down and starts drinking her tea and just looks at the monk. She is a very quiet person. And I think the monk is just looking back. I think perhaps they've found a common bond.
So I'm outside by myself, or
You are outside by yourself.
okay. I will start unless the monk would like to is coming outside, or I don't know. I don't know what you're
Monk.
doing.
I'm gonna let you do your thing.
All right.
Monk is enjoying tea inside.
So I will take the vase. I will pour all of the contents that I grabbed, the herbs and
Gathered
the
together,
incense and
right?
the charcoal, and I light the fire. And as it starts smoking, you know, I'm doing a kind of gesture of like bringing the smoke up and around, and I say, "Quilimi and Sapatorgra isantu do gris," and I keep repeating that.
And I want to point out that I just know for a fact he wrote those words down, so
I
he can
did.
say them correctly, and he can repeat them exactly that way if he needed to do it again.
Round of applause.
Exactly.
done.
That is an A+.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Um,
So as you are saying those words, which I am unable to repeat, but I am glad that you know them, and you repeat them over and over again, you sort of roll back into a little bit of a trance. Your eyes roll back in your head a little bit as the smoke gathers, and the smoke becomes unusually thick, where it's more smoke than should be produced by what's in there. And it starts whirling around and twisting backwards, going down and up and left and right, almost like a moving, you know, those wicker balls that they make that, you know, people who live in North Dallas put on their coffee table. You know what I'm talking about? That it sort of forms that shape and it's spinning around, and suddenly there is a flash of this ethereal green light, and then what appears?
a Valinar hawk.
What is a Valinar hawk?
It is well, in this case, it's a tiny fae, but it acts as if it is essentially a hawk.
Okay. How big is
and,
it? I haven't looked up Valinar hawk. So.
It is not very big. It's considered tiny. So, what is that? I don't know what tiny.
A little baby drone.
Yeah. But yeah, just this like tiny little hawk-looking creature. And it's kind of got some. It shares actually an auburn look towards my unusual auburn eyes. It has this kind of auburn gray or silver with silver streaks in it. I can probably pull up a picture.
Yeah, I am. Well, this one doesn't have a picture, but nonetheless. Yeah. Okay, so it is a tiny fae. Odd. It's actually a fae.
It's a fae because of the spell. I think
it's actually a fae.
Is it a fae?
No matter what.
Oh, okay.
But that kind of makes sense that a fae could become a fae.
Yeah.
So I'm going to allow that. You've gone through so much work. I don't want to change that.
That's fine.
Okay, cool. So you have a Valinar hawk. I don't believe it will have its ancestral traits because a normal animal would not. It's magic spells.
I don't believe so either. I think because it's specific to my spell, it basically just acts as an extension of me.
Right, correct. So it appears as a Valinar hawk, but a Valinar hawk apparently can have ancestral traits where it can bestow luck and have bursts of speeds and all. It's not going to have those
Yeah.
because it's not an actual one. It is just a small hawk. Yeah.
But
Perfect.
it can fly and it can do
Yep.
all, so
Yep. Yeah, it can fly fast, 60
Can you
feet.
see through its eyes?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a drone.
It's a drone. Basically, it's a drone. Yes. Yes. In the modern world, we have made these drones. Yes.
Yeah. And I can talk to it telepathically. So I kind of snuggle up to it. I'm like, oh, Tanry, I've missed you.
Oh, it is one you have made before. Okay. So what's his name? Tanry?
Tanry.
So Tanry, just sort of makes a little bit there of noise, just sort of a deep, deep, deep. It hops up on your shoulder and sort of nuzzles against your neck, ruffles its little feathers a little bit. It's glad to see you.
And
he's back. He's your little buddy.
I head back inside. I introduce Tanry to the monk and to, I'm forgetting her name. She's the one I didn't write down.
Right. I'm clicking the button. Sister Garel.
Sister Garel.
Yeah.
And I introduced Tanry to them. I'm like, this is my little friend Tanry. And thanks.
Isn't that the cute little birdie?
It is.
Very small.
Yeah, and
Looks like a hawk, but it's so tiny.
He is. And he, thanks to you and your brass container here, which I hand back, I was able to coax him out of hiding, if you will.
She looks at the pot and she's looking inside, maybe to see if there's any more, or however that may have happened. I'm a little confused. Puts it on the stove.
And I think that it was only about 10 minutes, but regardless, I at least want to, I would feel bad not giving you something for letting me use this, so I would maybe a silver piece be fair?
No, I am here to serve the community, so it's fine. I am so glad to have you come by. Come by any time, and we can have tea or we can talk. Rampuri and I have had a wonderful time. I mean, the monk and I have had a wonderful time sharing tea. And she looks over and just sort of nods at Rampuri.
That's excellent to hear. Well, then count this as a donation to the temple.
Oh, thank you.
While Zancorn is talking to them and introducing the bird, I, for no reason at all, am going to slip some of my hard alcohol into the monk's tea.
The monk is.
We
You
are
guys
not
are a different
there.
location.
Oh, dang it!
They are at the Shrine of Luck.
I'm on to you now, Condra.
Well, dang it! Eventually, I'm gonna slip some alcohol into the monk's tea.
The music is getting a little louder at the bar here as it gets a little bit rowdier, and a couple of folks are getting up and dancing and all. So,
and from there, I'm happy to head back to the tavern and just let us know when we get
all right,
there.
Rampuri, you want to stay? Are you heading out, or?
I'm just gonna follow Zancorn.
All right, so you guys follow back over into it, open up the front door, and inside it smells of meats and food and wine and grog, and it seems like everyone's having a wonderful time inside, and you see a now much larger table in the corner filled with a dwarf, a very tall elf, Chandra, and another lady that you don't recognize. They're all sitting around a table. You can't see Pele anywhere around. And everyone looks like they're having a wonderful evening. The conversation has changed, at least amongst the girls, from talking about the business at hand to just talking about Dragonborns and talking about what it's like to live in Fend. And Benel is complaining about how much she's doing really well here, and she appreciates that. She's complaining about how there's just such a lack of things to do. The whole place normally just shuts down at 9 o'clock, and she could stand for a little nightlife in town. And Tura is complaining about where she works, which is basically the Walmart of this ring, in the south, and that it's just such a unfulfilling job. And she would really love to do something else, but she has no idea what. And they're just talking and bonding and getting to know each other. and having a nice time. And Rocky is sitting back, keeping guard a little bit, and Pele's nowhere in sight.
I head to the table and I say, "We're back. Well met to you newcomers. I'm Zankorin. By the way, Khandra, Pele stole your wand. He said he would tell you when you got back. I didn't think he would, so I just wanted to let you know."
Excuse me? Well, what? Just one more time. I don't think I heard you correctly. What was
so
that?
when you were leaving, Pele stole your wand, and I told him that he needs to tell you when you get back. And
Okay.
I didn't think he would, so I told him I would be telling you when you got back. So
Okay. Well, I don't know if you guys have ever seen a fish drown, but you're going to. Oh.
So as you're saying that, looking around the room, you see Elsa slip upstairs.
Okay. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I'm gonna. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast Friends on Elsa.
She's already left. She's upstairs.
Oh, come on! I can't run after her. Can I run?
You can run
Okay,
after
I'm gonna
her.
run after her.
Okay.
And cast Friends on her.
Okay. Hold on. Let me pull up Friends. I need things that work. Come on, computer.
Not sure what I'm gonna do yet, but I'll figure it out as we go.
Oh, I'm already pulled up on you. I just want to make sure I know all the rules for Friends. Suddenly, in the back of your mind, you hear the theme song to Friends playing. And you have advantage on all charisma checks. So you still have to do a charisma check. What are you going to say to her?
Well, I'm gonna
tie him up naked and then leave.
I'm torn between just kissing her myself or having her do something bad to Pele. I'm gonna lay one on her. I'm gonna get to her first.
All right. Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Let's see if she's cool with it. 20.
Oh, okay. I wasn't thinking this was happening. So you lay one on her, and she looks back, and she looks at you kind of confused, and then kind of looks at you a little bit more, and stops for a second, looks up the hallway where she was headed, and she says to you, Did you want to do this, together or just alone?
No. Let's go to my room. Let me show you a good time. Let's go to my room.
Okay.
Great. And there we go. That's my first
Just for fun, I just want to see, did you show her a good time? Roll a performance check. Because of your background, roll at advantage.
Oh, okay, thank God. Okay, hang on. Performance check at advantage.
Let's not forget, we're roommates.
Oh, yeah.
7.
Okay, so you open up the door, you peek in, and Pele's in the room. Oh, wait, you don't know what room it is.
Yeah, I don't know what room Pele is, and he just picked an open room.
Roll a die, and let's see if you picked one with him. Roll a 6-sided die.
A 6-sided die? Okay,
Yes.
hang on.
You got 3 rooms, a 1 or a 2, and you open the door with Pele.
4.
Nope, you picked another room.
Great.
It's fine. So you open up that room, roll a performance check at advantage.
Okay, all right. Here we go. 20.
Damn, girl.
He was very happy.
You are both very happy, and you've had a wonderful evening. You wake up feeling, well, you will wake up feeling, better.
Lovely. Well, I don't need to sleep as much, so she, we are done, and as she's like cuddled and sleeping, I'm gonna study.
All right.
So that's what I'm doing, and then
So
there.
let's go back downstairs because you're like 4 hours ahead now. So they've run upstairs. Pele, Condra, and Elsa are now missing. Toblin comes out and he's like, "Where is that girl? Oh God! Oh, he's missing. Of course, should have seen that." No idea of what actually happened, and just takes up doing the tables. He's used to this. You know, loose lips sink ships. He's fine. And you know, just is bussing tables and just is being the waiter for you guys for the rest of the night. Anything else going on with you guys?
I mean, just for fun, I start joining in on the whoever's playing, the band who's playing.
Right. Yeah, there's just a little bit of music that's playing. There's an old dwarf that is playing a violin, just sort of, you know, violin music. Nothing fancy, but enough to kind of keep a beat. And then there is a human fella, which basically has a drum and sitting next to a table, which he's using also as a drum, and stomping his feet to get a little bit of rhythm to it. So you go ahead and join.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a performance check.
All right. A 9.
A 9. So you join in. They're kind of looking at you like, okay, you know, it's kind of an open place, but yeah, you're not used to this type of music. Where did you grow up again? Northern.
So I grew up in the city of Twerif.
Yeah, Twirup. Yep.
Twerif.
So the music up north is a little bit different than this southern music. This is just it's got a different sort of beat to it, a different chord progression that you're just not right with, and you're just a little bit out of step. It hasn't really messed things up too much, but you just can't find your groove with the group that's there. And after a little while, you're like, maybe I'll just tuck that away and, you know, sit in the corner and dance like me and just do this. So that's it.
That's all I do.
It happens, you know. It's not always the best. Anyone else want to do anything?
Well, I was going to go to Albrecht's house, but everybody seems to be otherwise occupied. I kind of look over at Rocky, trying to gauge if he has had anything to bring.
I mean, so I look at her looking at me, and I lean in and I go, "How are you feeling?"
Feeling like a little bit of an adventure.
You interested in getting a little bit of extra cash?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could use some better armor. 100 gold pieces would go right help that happen.
Yeah.
It's getting late. That's probably a good time to do this.
Wait, I think you're on mute.
He was asking me if I wanted more to eat. I said
Oh.
no.
You didn't?
I did
Actually,
not.
roll a performance check. Roll a hunger check?
What do you think, Rocky? Should we sneak out? No.
Yeah.
Check it out. Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
We'll do it
All right.
Yeah.
quietly.
Okay.
Do we need to? Can I roll a stealth check?
Are you trying to sneak out, or I mean, people have been getting up and walking around all evening.
Yeah, we want to get out without too much.
Well, I don't really think this is a stealth environment. You're sitting at a table surrounded by all of your friends. If you want to get up and walk away, and not make an issue of it, you might say that you've got to relieve yourself, or you're going upstairs, or whatever.
Why don't we talk to the dwarf ladies and find out when they think is the best time for us to do this?
All right.
I'm so sorry. Can you guys give me 1/2 of 1 second?
You bet.
I'm sorry.
The dwarf ladies are still there, right?
Yeah, they're still talking amongst each other and complaining about working for where they're working. And at this point, Benel's like, "You should come work for me, Tura. We would have a great time. You don't need to work at that lion coaster anymore. It's horrible.
I got plenty of spot for you here.
I lean in and I say, were you serious about your offer before?
What? Yeah, about
Yeah.
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 Yes, I was.
Are
Yes, I
you are
was.
you willing to give us half up front?
No.
Well, we're not going to go in there and risk our lives when we don't know what's going to happen. That's the way. When you make a deal, you get half up front, half upon delivery.
Which of you's going in?
Well,
Just
Tatiana and me.
We're both gonna.
yeah, good luck. That place, I'm pretty convinced that place is loaded with the red hand. There's got to be 100 of them in there. Well, I don't know how many, but more than 2. Good luck.
Well, you
Maybe
don't
all of
expect
you
us to
could do
fight
it.
our way. We're going to be quiet.
I don't know. I bet it's guarded. I don't know how anyone could get in that place. There's
So how many guards do you think there are?
well, the red hand's got to have 20 people, 30 people.
Doesn't
Some of
matter
them
how
are
many
over at the Wandering Oak, but I've seen enough different ones in town. I couldn't name them all. There always seems to be a new one showing up. There's probably, I don't know, maybe 20, maybe 30. Almost as many as there are town folks, come to think of it, which is a little unsettling. That's a little unsettling, isn't it, Tura? Yeah, that is unsettling. I don't like that at all.
Well, if you expect us to take on that many people, we need a lot more money. But we could do it.
Well, all I have got is 100, and I don't want you to take on anything, any people. I want you to sneak in there and get the information that we need. That's the most important part. I don't know how dangerous it is. And for heaven's sakes, 100 gold pieces, that's like 100 days' work. That's a fair amount of money. And that really is. That would be like 4 months worth of work for an average person.
Yeah, but we're going to be like saving the town if these guys are bad.
Should we check out the Wandering Oak and see how many red hands are there? And if it's crowded, maybe there'll be less. Maybe there'll be less guards at the house.
Sure. Yeah, let's go. Check it out.
Hey, Dan Corin has a new little friend. Do you think maybe
Yeah, he could be very useful. That little birdie. Why don't we let's maybe we should all get together in the morning after we've had a rest and think about this. We don't have to do it tonight.
It's so much more fun when you're drunk.
We'll
The
be
smuggler
drunk
side
tomorrow
comes out.
night too, Tatiana.
There's nothing that would stop you from getting drunk at any time of day.
Oh.
I mean, you don't have a flask, but you
Well,
can
that-
certainly add that to your collection if you can find one in there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not feeling, like we have to go after Grungen right away because Sildar is not seeming especially committed to trying to track him down.
Well, Sildar's passed out because, he almost died. And
then let's talk about it in the morning. I think it's time to get some rest.
All right. So we're gonna go sleep it off. Tomorrow morning we're gonna talk about this.
all right. So you guys, there are 2 rooms are currently occupied.
And not for long. As soon as we go upstairs, we'll make sure they're
Right.
not.
I just want to see how this rolls out, though. So, hold on. I gotta make some notes here. Okay. So Tatiana, you go upstairs. You're gonna pick a room, or are you? Some of you might go together. How are you guys gonna? There's 3 rooms. You just don't know who's in what right now.
Just do it randomly.
All right. So, Tatiana, go ahead and roll your 6-sided die.
Excited die. Die. 6. I'm rolling. 2.
2. You open up a door, and Pele is
Now he's just passed out on the bed. He's wearing nothing but his boxers.
Are you sure I'm not awake?
You are
And
not
it's
awake.
too dark
Yeah.
to know who's walking in.
I am assuming that you have passed out. Plus, we're wrapping up the show today, so yeah, I'm gonna assume you've passed out. And she peeks in the door, and you are passed out in your boxers on the bed. There is this room has two twin beds, or two single beds, right? And he's crashed out on one of them. So you can go in, or you can check another door.
I will take the other bed in here.
All right. So
Night, Rocky.
Night.
You
Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
So you crawl in there. Who's gonna open the next door?
I will.
All right. Roll a 4-sided die, because now
Oh.
this room is done.
Did it work?
I don't have that pulled up on mine because it was eating
Oh,
too much
hold on.
memory.
Yeah, hold on. So 4-sided die.
Yep.
I rolled a 2.
2. You open up the door to the room, and you see Condra and Elsa very busy.
I closed the door.
Okay. There's a single twin bed in that room, and there are seemingly a lot of bodies on that bed, but it's just the two of them.
I close the door and open the other door.
All right. Empty room.
Then I go in and
All
grab
right.
a bunk.
Cool. Do you say anything to Zancorin and Ramfuri? No.
Oh,
All right. So
I saw that happen though, right?
You saw him open a door and then close it and go into another room.
I don't know about you, Monk, but I'm not going in that room. I don't know what's going on. I don't think I want to know. Do you want to know?
I go open the door.
You go open the door. They don't notice you.
I go lay down on the other bed and go to sleep.
There aren't two beds in that room.
Oh, there's no. I thought all the rooms had 2 beds.
This is a twin bed, which originally was actually meant for 2 people, right? That's why it's called twin. A single bed is actually the size of a cot, and even though we normally have 1 human being today in a twin bed, that
I
was
don't
meant
think
for
that's
2.
exactly true. I thought a twin bed was that there are 2 beds for 2 people.
No,
Like the bed is a twin with its other bed.
the one room that you're in has 2 single beds, which are basically cot-sized, that's what you would expect in this day and age, right?
Oh, I
The
see.
other room
Twin
was
sized.
today, if it was a hotel, it would be a king-size bed, but back then it was a twin-size bed, so a couple could sleep on the bed, and
In the
a couple is on the bed, but it is occupied. There is a chair in the corner.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go back downstairs and
Okay.
go outside and just find a nice little place to nestle down in the grass outside.
All right, the garden out front is beautiful, and there's a little bench that he has got set up, and so you grab a spot on the bench, and you can smell some of the flowers that tend to bloom in the evening that are still wide open. It smells lovely outside. Toblet has done a wonderful job caring for this little garden. Even the little lawn area is trimmed, which, we have lawnmowers today, but back then that was done by hand. It was very difficult to do. And this
They hand trimmed the
place is
bush.
delightful. They hand trimmed the bush. Yes, they did, Tatiana.
Seriously.
Yeah, the bushes and the grass and all of that.
I also want to make one thing very clear, really quickly. Friends only lasts for 1 minute. So I want to make it very clear that she was very willing to do all of the things
Once
that happened.
I'm
Because I
saying
thought
with
about it
the-
and I was like, wait.
You gave her the kiss while Friends was casted on her. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm
But
saying
she-
with the
Fucked up, if you ask me.
I was gonna make it fade, but you rolled a 20, so I was like,
20. She was very happy.
yeah,
But
I was
you
gonna say,
earned
okay.
everything is what you're trying to tell us. Like this
She was
was
very willing. She was very happy. She's
And-
all that.
And
Like
Condra
a-
has Condra has a skill set that enables a little bit more advantage to take care of this
Fact.
stuff. So
Fact.
yeah, it's not it's it's like playing against the card shark, to be honest. So that is what her skill level is at this. So Zane, Corin, what did you end up doing?
I just followed Rocky.
All right, so you go and there's another single bed in that room, and you crawl in bed there. And as for most of you, the night winds down, and for some, the night winds up, and it winds down. You guys fall asleep to beautiful sounds of the crickets in the neighborhood, cricketing, wonderful smells from a garden wafting in from the outside. Even the herbs in the back of the house where one of the rooms is located drift into the window, and it is utterly relaxing. Chandra awakens 4 hours later. It is 2 in the morning, maybe something like that. She is fully rested. All of you can take a full rest, and you can log at least 4 hours of study as you've pored over your books. And Elsa is passed out in the bed next to you as you curled up on the floor with a little lamp that was in the corner and did your studying and reading. And that is where we will end today. Not a lot of battle, but certainly a lot of intrigue and a lot of interesting things occurred. So
This is gonna die.
Does Chandra have to roll a Constitution check after sleeping with Elsa? The disease machine.
Elsa did have a disease. So we heard.
I'm not gonna address that this time. I'm gonna say that with her skill set, she is very capable of helping to protect herself in one way or another. So there are no concerns that she has of issues that might arise from the activities of the evening. So that is where we will end. Thank you everyone for joining us. Episode 9, I think maybe it should be named Let's Get Jiggy with It, and we'll go from there. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. The more you roll.
The more you roll.
Yeah, we have to. Let's call ourselves.